have our best today in order to have success here on the road.
Anthony Beauvillier will go back into the lineup tonight after it was announced that Alexei Protas is week to week after suffering a lower body injury against the Blackhawks on Friday. Carberry spoke more on Beauvillier as he plays against his former team this evening.
I thought since coming over, he's fit in really, really well with our group, not just on the ice, but off the ice as well. I feel like he complements our locker room. He's a really easy to like human being. He's a great person, as you guys all know. So that part has been seamless. His game, especially early on, and he's talked about this a lot, like he's such a Swiss Army knife, can go anywhere in your lineup, play either wing. Heck, I even had some conversations about him potentially playing center for a little bit if we needed to utilize him there, which he did in junior. And just his tenacity on the puck. I know he's not the biggest guy, but that he's fearless going in, whether it's forecheck pucks, net front, wall battles, all that stuff, which fits in really well with our identity as a team, and his pace that he plays with. So he's just constant, his motors go, 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 go. Last few games felt like our line switched up a little bit. We moved some guys around, and their line struggled a little bit, came out. Little reset last game, he'll come back, right back in. But I expect him, we've got some extra forwards, so right now we're just sort of...
Spring is in the air, but in your treasured rugs and carpets, the odors of winter, grit and salt and pet mess. Oh my! It's time for a healthy spring refresh. You need Hadid. The Hadid difference keeps your home or office fresh and healthy. Carpet cleaning, rug repair, wall-to-wall steam cleaning, hardwood floors. Save even more money on rugs that qualify with Hadid's Express service. The same amazing refresh for less. Call today for 10% off in-plant rug cleaning. Visit joehadid.com.
There's no better place to watch live TV than Hulu Plus Live TV. Why? Because you get your favorite sports like basketball, local channels, shows, and so much more. Plus, enjoy Hulu's entire streaming library along with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, all included in your plan. No long-term contracts or hidden fees. Don't wait. Start your 3 free-day trial of Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for new and eligible returning subscribers only if available. Terms and restrictions apply. Learn more at Hulu.com.
The house lights down this afternoon here at UBS Arena in Belmont Park. The Capitals and the New York Islanders, Washington looking to win the Metropolitan Division regular season title here this afternoon. And, of course, Alex Ovechkin 1 goal away from $8.95 as we go between the pipes. Brought to you by United Association. The United Association's Veterans in Piping program, providing training, careers, and a future for our returning servicemen and women. Visit us at uavip.org. It is going to be Charlie Lindgren getting the start in goal, with Logan Thompson continuing to be on the shelf for a time. He stopped 19 of 22, Charlie did, to get the win Friday at home over Chicago. He's won 5 of his last 7 starts. 1-0 he is in 2 career games against the Islanders and 9 career shutouts, one of them coming this season. It was January 23rd at Seattle. He's 18-12-3 with a 2.67 goals against average and an .898 save percentage. Charlie Lindgren getting the start in goal today for Washington. For the Islanders, it'll be Ilya Sorokin. He has started 10 of his last 12 since March 11th. He's only 1 win in his last 5. Last time out, stopped 27-28, beat Minnesota here on Thursday. 3-3-1 in 7 career games against Washington. He plays in his 250th NHL game today, and he's looking for win number 29 on the season. 28-23-6 with a 2.76 goals against average, .905 save percentage. Ilya Sorokin trying to keep his name out of the record book this afternoon as he goes in goal for the Islanders. Capitals in their starting lineup. Oh, yeah. Alex Ovechkin on the left side, 41 goals on the season. He, with 44 in his career, in 71 games against the Islanders, the next goal he gets will be the one that passes the great one for the most in NHL history, .894, tied with Gretzky at the moment. As the puck drops, it'll be Dylan Strome at center. Leading point getter on the team was 75 entering play this afternoon. And Tom Wilson, 32 goals on the season. He starts on the right side. Rasmus Sandin and John Carlson will start it out on defense. For the Islanders, in their starting lineup, they'll go with their top line. Anders Lee out of Edina, Minnesota. 27 goals on the season in 75 games and 13 goals in 41 career games against Washington. He is the Islander captain. Bo Horvat is at center with 25 goals on the year and hasn't come up with one since April 1st against Tampa Bay. And Kyle Palmieri, New York State native, 23 goals on the season, 34 years of age, traded at the deadline in 2022 to the Islanders from New Jersey. He starts on the right side, and the Islanders have had a tough go on defense this year. 13 different guys have dressed for him due to injury, but their top pair is together with Adam Pelech and Ryan Pulock. They will get it started when we return. Will Alex Ovechkin get .895? We'll find out with you when we return. The puck drop next here at UBS Arena on the Capitals Radio Network, driven by Kia.
What does it mean to be at the top of your game? At MedStar Health, it means putting your heart is how we treat you. Because together, we can take on anything. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Martin's Famous Potato Rolls is proud to be the official potato roll for Capital One Arena. What makes Martin's Potato Rolls and Bread exceptional? Their potato rolls and bread are made with only high-quality ingredients that provide a sweet, buttery flavor and soft, pillowy texture that will add a golden touch to any culinary creation, from simple sandwiches to gourmet meals. When only the best will do, be sure to serve Martin's Potato Rolls and Bread. Pick up a pack today. To find a store near you, visit PotatoRolls.com.
Are set to go. It's the Capitals and the New York Islanders here in Belmont Park. Your referees for tonight's game, as assigned by the National Hockey League. Number 15, Charlie Bear, and number 20, Mitch Dunning, C.J. Murray, and Dan Kelly are on the lines. For the Capitals again, in their starting lineup this afternoon, it'll be Ovechkin on the left side, Strome at center, Wilson on the right with Sandin and Carlson on defense. We have witnessed for 2 decades a flair for the dramatic. And after 2 goals to tie at home against Chicago Friday, what does the Great 8 have in store for us today?
But you just never know what he has. I mean, he continues just to amaze out there. Every time he places them up, some records going down or being threatened, and the biggest one is yet to come, and we'll see if it happens against the Islanders.
The crowd is pretty close to half red And a lot of folks making the journey here to Long Island for this one as we are underway. And a puck off the faceoff is sent into the Washington zone. And Dylan Strome chasing it back along the near board. Ryan Pulock, number 6, with a touch pass ahead to the former Vancouver Canuck. Both Horvat ahead now to Paul Mary. And a centering try at Wilson will take away from Anders Lee. Puck that's fired in from the left point from Pelech. Pulock picks it up along the wing and will shuttle it past Ovechkin and off into the corner. Deep into the Capital zone. Strome at the far hash mark. Comes cross ice to Sandin. And the Caps going to break towards center. Ovechkin remains as they enter the offensive zone. Sandin and the drop off, and Palmieri picks it up. The Islanders look to transition pretty quickly here. Sitlikov tried to move it across the blue line and could not. And Ovechkin will head to the bench. First shift in the books here as the puck fired by Pierre-Luc Dubois. Just a step in at the left point and deflecting up and down. 19:16 to go here in the first period. You and I just ran into the entire hockey operations staff of the Tampa Bay Lightning here. They're in New York for the Rangers and made the trip out. John Cooper is here. We talked with Jeff Halpern, who is here. Dave Brisebois, Darsh, the entire front office. What a cool thing to come and be a part of.
It sure is. Everybody wants to see it in person. I mean, obviously, these guys are hockey lifers, you know, and why not on their off day come watch a hockey game? And it's a special one. You just never know. So it's to me, it's been, you know, everybody that has anything to do with hockey, the NHL, whatever, if they can get in this building, I'm sure they're here.
Face-off going to be to the right of Ilya Sorokin. It will be Pierre-Luc Dubois for the face-off. He's on with Ryan Leonard and Connor McMichael. And a puck behind the net. Romanov will field it and come to the far wing. Sitlikov ahead on the far wall. And to center for Tony DeAngelo. He's bounced around quite a bit. Sending it in along the wing. Sitlikov in now to the left circle. And in from the dot. J.G. Pageau can't get the shot on net. Follows the bounce. And then a pass up the near wall beyond DeAngelo and all the way back in front of Ilya Sorokin. The start from the trapezoid in behind the net. 18:35 to go here in the first period. Still looking for our first shot on goal this afternoon as the puck comes back deep for Pageau into the Capital zone. Angled by Dubois, fine. And PLD with a puck far corner. And in behind the net here to Faravari.
See how these teams respond early on. This early game like this, not normal for them. Some guys like it. Some guys, well, you know, they prefer to be a little later, so it takes a little while to get the engines rolling.
Here's Faravari advancing to center. Definitely early start here. Capitals out of action after this until Thursday. And certainly a lot of folks back in D.C. maybe hoping that it goes one more game, that he could do it at home against Carolina Thursday. Here tied with Gretzky, and number 99 is in the house this afternoon. As the puck comes near side and into the corner, it's picked up on the Islanders, and now for Lars Eller to center and to Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Lifted up in along the left hash and down deep into the Islander zone. Scott Mayfield separating Eller from the puck as it goes far side now to Van Riemsdyk. From the right hash down low to Eller. A centering try in front, and Sorokin will make the save. Taylor Radish right to the front of the net. Great play in his 300th NHL game today. Right to the front of the net. He almost forced that through Sorokin to give the Caps an early lead. First shot on goal today for Washington. 17:28 to go here in the first period.
Well, good thing for Taylor Radish. Get in there. You pay the price a little bit. He takes a little shot in the back, but he's able to get right there, get behind the D. Has an opportunity to deflect that puck in or jam it in behind Sorokin. That's how you score in this league, and Radish realizes that. Well, I wonder who's on the ice.
Every time number 8's out there, you're probably going to hear it in the background. He for the offensive zone faceoff, and the puck just beyond his stick as he was lunging for it. And a puck that changes directions as Sandin let it go from the left point. Ovechkin was in the trajectory, but it deflects away, and the Islanders to center. Puck that comes back toward the blue line, and Strome ahead to Ovechkin. A drop pass attempt off of Ryan Pulock. And the Islanders to center. Adam Pelech now to center ice. And beyond inside the zone and fired it wide from the top of the near circle. National TV audience today with TNT. Local TV with Monumental as well. And of course you got us back along the near side for Duhaime. Back towards center. Talked to Kenny Albert in Carolina and was awfully excited to have the opportunity. Definitely does here today. He along with Eddie Olczyk and Brian Boucher, who's between the benches. Puck off through Beauvillier. Returns to the lineup in the absence of Alexei Protas out week to week. And that is a dagger for one of the 30-goal scorers on his Capitals team. In behind the net. Tries to dig it out here in the Washington zone. And ahead to Beauvillier, a former Islander. To center ice, he dumps to the middle, and D'Angelo back skating, controls it, and Beauvillier steals it. And a puck that from the near circle is knocked down, blocked out, and sent by Mayfield to center. Mayfield going to bounce it wide of the goaltender, Charlie Lindgren, and a hit finished by Matt Roy in behind the net on Matt Martin. A couple of tough fellows there.
Matt Roy is tough. Boy, he's solid.
Islanders starting from behind their own net. Mayfield on through Holmstrom, the pass. Sails on through and in behind the net. Controlled now by Faravari. 15:50 to go here in the first period. Dubois at center. In along right side and high off the glass. Follows it down into the corner. Deep in Islander territory. Then Dubois gets taken down and lands on top of the puck. As we get a whistle here, the D coming back to play it for the Islanders, and a faceoff that'll be in the O-zone near Soroka, and Scott Mayfield with a takedown of PLD.
A little physical play here, a couple big hits. Matt Martin, who's been around a long time, he's able to come back here. He doesn't play every game, but he's in the lineup. Big hit, tries to hit Roy, and Roy is one of the most solid guys in the NHL. Very unassuming, boy. He can hit. When he sees you coming, you're not going to hurt him, that's for sure. So, little physical play. That's the way the Islanders want to play. They want to, see if they can wear the Caps down in their own building.
Face-off that will be at the New York blue line, won by the Caps, across to Chychrun. And a puck that comes back into the Islanders' zone. And this pops up into the Washington bench. And trainer Jason Service picking that one up with 15:34 to go in period number 1. Bet on all the sports you love with the Caesars Sportsbook mobile app. When you're ready to wager, make sure you're in or around Capital One Arena. Must be 18+.
Now the Caps on it. It's more important to get some wins here. See if they can start picking their game up without Protas in the lineup. That's, as you said, John, that hurts. I mean, he's been a very steady forward all year. Really come into his own. Big guy to play against, coming down the stretch in the playoffs. So hopefully he'll be ready to go once they drop the puck for real.
The puck dumped in from center ice, fielded on the short hop by Lindgren. He'll hold it with 15:25 to go. And it hurts more than you think because, yeah, it's a 30-goal scorer. That's obvious, but maybe a little less obvious is the fact that he's a huge part of the penalty kill, too, and so good at it. The shorthanded goal threat, and that's not going to be a part of it now, at least toward what we think is going to be the regular season.
Yeah, no, they're going to miss him, obviously. Other guys will have to step up and fill the void, but they can get away with it for a week or two, but hopefully it's no longer than that, and he's all healed up, ready to go.
To the right of Lindgren here for the face-off. Islanders with the O-zone chance here. Casey Cizikas, pretty much the eternal Islander at this point. Hits it in from the outside. A shot that's blocked. Mangiapane on the counter. Coming number 88. The pass to Eller. In left side. Drop back. Chychrun's one-timer. And a puck knocked away. Picked up now to center and moved on down to the middle by the Islanders. Cizikas in stride for Engvall. The former Maple Leaf was offside coming into the offensive zone with 15:08 to go in the first. When the Capitals score a goal in the last minute of any regulation period, fans get a free 6-piece McNuggets with minimum $1 purchase tomorrow only on the McDonald's app.
Engvall for the Islanders, as you said, former Leaf. He signed a big ticket. Really hasn't lived up to it. Always want more from him. See if he can get it going, but he's getting his opportunity, and for a team that needs goal scoring and offense, they'll use you if you can put the puck in the back of the net.
Horvat was a good pickup from Vancouver a couple of years ago, but they don't have a lot of offense and not a lot of team speed here on the island. A puck back behind the New York goal. Sandin keeps it in at the left point, and a deflection goes far side and carried on now toward center. And Kyle McLean will dump this in along the right side, and from long distance, again, a cover up here from Charlie Lindgren. Capitals hockey today brought to you by Capital One, offering checking and savings accounts with no fees or minimums. What's in your wallet? So many Caps fans have made the trip. You look through this building, is it half full of red? It certainly looks like it could be just as much red as blue and orange.
It sounds like it when Ovi gets on the ice. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just amazing how the Cap fans follow their team around. Special occasion going on right now, but typically when we go on the road throughout the year, there's a lot of fans in every building.
There's always a lot. This is next level a lot here at UBS Arena this afternoon. Capitals play here and then not again till Thursday at home against Carolina. Just about 5.5 minutes into the first period, no score between the Isles and Washington. Dumped in from center and just short of the red line. And that is going to be an icing call. Puck coming back in front of Lindgren momentarily. At MedStar Health, we're proud the Capitals continue to trust us as their medical team. How we treat the pros is how we treat you. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Caps, Charlie. playing a lot better as of late, getting some wins. It's nice to do that, and then he's done this. He's carried the load. Logan Thompson's going to be out. We don't know how long, but Charlie will carry the load. That's no doubt going down the stretch here, but did it last year. He's capable.
Carolina's loss at Boston last night. The magic number to clinch the Metropolitan Division is down to 2. All the Capitals need to do is win, and they will be Metro champs for the first time in 5 years. Back behind the net, a puck deflecting from the corner. Anders Lee fed it toward Horvat, and the Caps on the down line, able to push it back to center. Sandin, left side, through Pulock and lower. Back inside the Islander net. And now for Pulock, he moves ahead up the middle. The pass to Horvat as he crosses the center ice logo. Left side into the Capital zone for Palmieri. And now to Pulock as he tried to make his way down the wing. Got it taken away by Nick Dow. 6 minutes gone. Ovechkin not on the ice at the moment. No score as a loose puck here for the Islanders in front. Hits off of Lindgren and goes straight up in the air, trying to stuff it into the far board as it hits the black mesh above the glass. We'll take a timeout. 13:56 to go here in this first period. Alex Ovechkin looking for goal 895, and the Capitals looking for a division title. No score here on the island on the Caps Radio Network, driven by Kia.
Attention commercial businesses and high-rise building owners. Do you want a 100% tax write-off? Recent tax reform laws allow businesses and building owners a 100% tax write-off to install and retrofit fire sprinklers. That's right, a 100% write-off. Go to sprinklerfitters669.org, click on your city, town, or region, select a contractor, and schedule an estimate. The 100% write-off basically gives you free fire protection. Install fire sprinklers now. Sprinklerfitters669.org to save lives and protect property.
Caesars Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner of the Washington Capitals. Download the app if you haven't already, and you can bet all the action right from your seat. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Washington, D.C. No one to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or text 800-426. OLG Class A licensed operator. Caesars Sportsbook, the only sportsbook with Caesars rewards.
Hey Caps fans, give your athletes their best summer ever at the St. James. Voted best summer camp in the DMV 3 years running. With Ultimate Sports and 12 plus specialty sports camps, including basketball, swimming, and more, they'll train like champions. Plus, camp transportation options are available throughout the DMV. Save 20% with the early bird offer, but hurry, it won't last. Spots are filling fast. Visit thestjamescamps.com to enroll today. That's thestjamescamps.com.
Hi, this is Dylan Strome. You're listening to Caps Radio 24/7 and the Capitals Radio Network.
Time for your Thompson Creek Windows window of opportunity. You get more for your money at Thompson Creek. Does anybody have any opportunities today? I can't. Oh, that's right. That guy that wears number 8, Alex Ovechkin, with a chance to move past Wayne Gretzky for the most goals in NHL history.
You know, we're excited about it, but imagine what Alex Ovechkin's feeling right now. Even for a guy that's doing this, and he's been in the limelight all his life, but it's got to be some nerves.
D'Angelo with a shot here from the right point. For all the limelight and all the moments, there's never been a day like this for Alex Ovechkin. As the puck comes for D'Angelo, tied with Gretzky with number 99. Here's a shot from Pajot, just inside the left circle, but just a little bit wide of Charlie Lindgren. Siplikov will turn, fire, and try to go 7-hole. Ends up into the glove of Lindgren with 13:35 to go in the first period. Caps picked up win number 49 Friday against Chicago. That ties them with a pretty good team. 2017-2018 also won 49 games. They haven't won 50 since the 2016-17 year. They have won 50 or more 5 times in team history. 4 of those 5 with Alex Ovechkin.
You know, they've done a lot with Alex Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin's done a lot, too, in this league. I mean, just the records are falling like crazy the last couple of years every time he goes on the ice. But Caps want to get a couple goals here and get him a nice win. They can look for him a little bit more.
Here comes Farabari. And to the red line, and the dump in now behind the net. Sorokin will play it. Ovechkin said after the game Friday, doesn't want to put it into an empty net, wants there to be a goalie there. As a puck toward Pajot to center, and on to Tony D'Angelo. Back down into the blue line and further for Holmstrom. He'll cut into the far circle. Circle in behind Charlie Lindgren and the Washington net. Holmstrom comes far wing. And a pass here to Anders Lee. Can't get the shot off. And now comes back with a pass to him from Horvat. Didn't get all of it. Partially fanned on it. The shot in front, and Horvat scores. Oh, Horvat kept it low, and a feed from Lee behind the net. And the New York Islanders have scored the first goal at 12:54. to go in the first period. Horvat makes it 1-0 blue and orange.
Oh, Horvat to Lee had an opportunity before that. Lee back to Horvat in the high slot. Just a quick snapshot, quick release. He gets it right in the middle and beats Charlie Lindgren. Didn't take him long to let that shot off. That's what you have to do when you're draped all over. Quick shot and beat him in the far side.
Yeah, Lee started it from behind the net, kicked it to Holmstrom in the corner. The centering pass put home. So Holmstrom and Lee have come up with the assists on that. 12:54 remaining here in the first period, and the Islanders have scored first in a game they absolutely need. Realistic hopes are fading here for playoff possibles. Here comes Ovechkin with a shot that kicks off a Pulak and back into the far corner for Pelech. Ovechkin trying to get it right back. Here's the feet in front. Ovechkin was cutting through, but is back to the net. Alex now with a pass to Van Riemsdyk. The pass coming in along the far wing. A shot attempt that is stopped short and dug out by Wilson. It's fed out to center. Chychrun back in along left side. Bring it back deep into the Islanders' zone. 1-0 Islanders here as we approach the midway point of the first period. And the eyes of the hockey world on Long Island this afternoon as a puck to center. Picked up now by Pierre Engvall. And left side, rolled around the yellow. And found by Mayfield, who had pinched to the right hash. Behind the net, Engvall. And room closing with Mangiapane bearing down on him. Kept in by Mayfield, right point. And down through Suzuka's far wing now to Engvall. Off of the skate of Chychrun out to Mangiapane. Just a little bit better than 8 minutes gone by here in the first period. 1-0 Islanders. And the chase for 895 continuing here. Back to center ice. Hudson Fasching will come in along the far side. Out of Apple Valley, Minnesota in West Minneapolis. Far wing now in behind the net. Taken out now to center. And Radish chasing as the puck comes back into the Islanders' zone. A turnover here. Eller has it coming down the middle. Radish steps in, shoots, and a chance along the left post. And a rebound that Taylor will move back to the blue line out to Sandin. And Radish looking for the tip from the outside. Taylor Radish been the most noticeable forward so far. He's had a couple of really nice chances on Ilya Sorokin.
Yeah, he's been there. He's been in front of the net. He's had a couple opportunities, deflections. He's paying the price going to the middle of the ice. And that's what they've been working on the last couple of games.
Here come the Islanders. McLean centering, and they score. And it's picked up and put in by Mark Gatcomb. His 7th goal in his first ever game against Washington. It's a 2-0 lead for the Islanders here with exactly 11 minutes to go here in the first period. 2 goals in less than 2 minutes for Patrick Waugh and company.
Well, an odd man rush here. Just a quick pass over. Gatcomb goes to the front of the net, just gets it and goes through this. Looks like the 7-hole of Charlie on that one. Gets it through, squeaks it through his arms. Not a very good defensive coverage by the Caps on that one. Now they got the work cut out for them. They dug themselves a hole.
Crooked number on the board here in the first for New York. 7th goal of the season for Gatcomb, a Massachusetts native. 9 goals with AHL Bridgeport this season. Has never had a multi-point game in the NHL. He's on the board with a goal early on, and 2 goals in a minute and 54 seconds. The Islanders, they don't want to hear about history. They need points. And we got our first penalty of the day coming in here. A holding call in the offensive zone on Washington. Here's the
Washington
call.
26, minor penalty holding.
So Nick Dowd will head off. A power play coming. And for all the things that we were hoping to see here, this was definitely not on the list.
No. Now they're down 2-0. Now they got a kill, so you're missing arguably your best penalty killer, Nick Dowd, and then you're missing Protas. Guys got to step up here on this penalty kill. You don't want to go down 3.
Yeah, missing a couple of your key components here. And a faceoff going to be located here to the right of Charlie Lindgren on the power play. The Islanders aren't very good at this. Just 5 goals in their last 41 chances.
Friday in the win over Minnesota. It went 1 for 3, and Noah Dobson's power play goal was his first of the season. So 2-0 Islander lead on even strength goals by Horvat and Gatcomb. 1 minute and 54 seconds apart, and now a chance to add to it on the man advantage. But Washington gets the early clear, and here comes Noah Dobson hooking around his net, racing it through center. He's the team leader in power play points, Dobson is, with 11 on the year. Islanders gain the zone. Palmieri down the right wing wall. Horvat tried to go back to the blue line, but picked off by the Caps and sent all the way down by Martin Farivari.
By the way, 2 goals for the Islanders on 2 shots. So
wow.
They actually took away a Siplikov shot. Remember, we thought that one should have absolutely been. I don't know why they took that off the board, but it does say 2 shots ago. Now they add a third back up there. Okay, so 2 for 3.
Here's Horvat weaving his way through. Left circle to Lee. Fires. Knocked down by Lindgren. Rebound loose. Lindgren trying to get the cover and reaches out with his trapper to his right and gets it done. We are 3 seconds from the midpoint of the first. Islanders have a 2-0 lead, and they're on their first power play for another minute and 17 seconds.
So Horvat has the opening goal. His 26th of the year from Holmstrom and Pulock at 7:06. And then it'll be Gatcombe's 7th of the year. He only has 1 assist, so 7 goals, 1 assist. Kyle McLean will get the primary helper, and we'll see if they add a secondary assist.
So again, right now, they actually put that goal up as Kyle McLean.
That's just a mistake on there.
That's clearly a mistake, as McLean did work the beautiful give and go, but again, it's going to be Mac's assist and the rookie Gatcombe's goal. Face-off in the Washington end, left circle to the right of Charlie Lindgren, won by the Capitals. And again, Van Riemsdyk will skate it through center, get the red left side, take as much time off the Islander power play as he can before he got it in deep. And again, the defenseman is behind the Islander net here, Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Islanders try to catch him in a quick transition with the breakout to Horvat, left wing in the corner of the Washington for Lee, swings it around for an open D'Angelo at right point in the Washington zone, and the Islanders get into their power play set. He and Dobson play catch. That's how they scored that power play goal here Friday in the win over the Wild. But Horvat's right dot shot deflected out of play. 48 seconds to go in New York's first power play. Islanders trying to add to a 2-0 lead as we pass the midpoint of period 1.
With the Capitals shorthanded, I know Ovechkin's not going to be coming off the bench to kill any penalties. I was just curious, how many shorthanded goals does he have in his career? 5, and 3 of those 5 came in his rookie season, so he's only had 2 since 2006.
Yeah, that's one good formula for Ovi to stay off the ice. If his team takes penalties, Islanders know that's a 2-minute break from seeing number 8, but it also means he gets a 2-minute extra rest before he comes back on the ice when it expires. Islanders win the face-off. Dobson, right half boards for Holmstrom. Straight on Noah, fires, and it missed the net. That's where he scored the power play goal from on Friday. That center point slapper that was teed up beautifully after he crisscrossed at the blue line with Tony D'Angelo. So Washington sends it all the way down. Islander power play down to 20 seconds to go. New York turned it over at center, trying to get it back now on the Islanders, but Faravari in his own end raced away from the forechecking and then whipped it off the window near side to get the clear. And that should just about do it, as Dowd has just 5 more seconds to serve and the puck's behind the New York net. So Ryan Pulock brings it up the middle of the sheet. Dowd pops out. Islanders are 0 for 1 on the power play, but New York still leads at 2-zip. 8:45 to go in the first. Capitals trying to get it out, can't out of their own end. It's Mayfield to hold at left point on the feed from Fasching. Now behind the net for Engvall. Goes left corner, using that long reach to keep it away. Engvall still trying to find room away from Faravari. Went to Mayfield at left point, but the Caps intercepted. Chip it back to the Islanders' zone. Zizekas wins the foot race against everybody else.
Ovechkin on the ice.
All right, Ovi right of the New York net. In the slot, worked on by Mayfield. Islanders have the puck, working up the near side wall. Ovechkin knocks it down. He's on the half boards left side, guarded by Mayfield. Now Ovi in the high slot, but the Islanders intercept it. And Hudson Fasching is going to send it all the way down from his own side of center. That's a mental error and icing against the Isles. 2-0 New York. 8:07 to go in period 1.
There was some pressure on Fasching as he was about maybe 8 feet shy of that center ice stripe. He chipped it off the penalty box side boards, but still had a little bit too much on it, and that's why it turns into the icing. So an offensive zone draw to Elias Sorokin's right, and Dubois will take it with Ovechkin to his left.
Yep, so Ovi looming in the shooting hole as Dubois against Zizekas, left circle and Islander ice. Scored many a goal from that left circle, especially on the power play, known as his office, much like Wayne Gretzky's office, was behind the net. That's where Gretzky picked up all those assists, and still an incredible stat that if Wayne Gretzky never scored a single goal, he still would be the all-time point leader in NHL history, just based on the assist total he had in his incredible career. So here's Chychrun back in his own end, backing it up. As the Islanders show that 1-2-2 trap. Chychrun plays catch and carries it left wing through center. Did he get it in off the checkered stripe? Islanders claim no, but on the follow-through, where the puck comes off your stick is the determining point as to whether it's icing or not, and they say no icing, as on the follow-through, his stick crossed the red. Tony D'Angelo in the near corner, up the wall, trying to keep it in here is Chychrun, but he turned it over. Islanders turned it into a 3-on-2. It's Palmieri, top of the right circle, tried to go in front for Lee, but laying down to block it was Sandin. Then Palmieri got his own rebound on net from that right circle, and a terrific save by Lindgren. We'll take a timeout. 2-0 Isles, 7:19 to go in the first today here on the Island. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
New York Islanders hockey is underwritten by the NHL on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
This live game broadcast of New York Islanders hockey is produced and distributed by WRHU Radio, Hofstra University.
This broadcast of New York Islanders hockey on WRHU is underwritten in part by UBS Arena. More information about UBS Arena is available at NewYorkIslanders.com/Belmont.
This is Kyle Palmieri, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
Well, Friday night in the district, Alexander Ovechkin scored a pair of goals to tie Wayne Gretzky now at 894 in his career. Here's what Ovi had to say about it afterwards.
It's a special moment. It's great for hockey. It's great for DC. It's great for all our fans. Do it here in Washington. Yeah, it was. It's fun, you know. It's fun. It's always pleasure to be in that category with those names. You know, yeah. Thank you, Wayne, for your support, for your kindness, and you know, it's. Yeah, it's great.
That's Alexander Ovechkin thanking Wayne Gretzky, who is sitting next to him. We'll hear from the great one as the game goes along.
And this is the 1,487th game in Alex Ovechkin's career. Gretzky finished his career with 1,487 games.
Incredible.
His 894th goal did come against Wade Flaherty and the Islanders at Madison Square Garden, but then did not score in his last 8 games.
Yeah, he actually had, Greg, only 1 goal in his last 20 games in the National Hockey League, and that was that goal at the Garden against Wade Flaherty, the game winner in a 3-1 victory. Mariusz Czerkawski had the only Islander goal that was assisted by Trevor Linden and Eric Cairns in that one. But the other, again, goals for the Rangers, John McClain had a goal and an assist. He's the current Islander assistant coach, and Adam Graves had the other goal besides, again, Wayne Gretzky's final goal coming at MSG. So nothing for Ovechkin yet. It's been very quiet. I don't think that's a good sign for the Islanders. As here, Faravari through the left circle in Islander ice. Put it in front, broken up by Pelech, battling his man there, still loose, and then skated out of trouble by the Islanders. Pollock, but turned it over. Hudson Fasching couldn't get it out. Anthony Beauvillier firing, and off the blocker of Sorokin and out of play. So talking to Joe Beninati, the TV announcer of the Caps, he says that once Anthony Beauvillier arrived, he kind of told everybody, my nickname is Bo, but they went with Bovey, so now they have Ovi and Bovey, his new nickname for Anthony Beauvillier.
Remember, Bo, not Bovey, but Bo, missed the first ever game here at UBS Arena. Was part of that slew of COVID-positive tests, but he actually played the next game because it turned out that was considered a false positive. So there were a number of Islanders, maybe almost 10, that missed 4 games or so, that entire 4-game homestand, but Beauvillier only missed the first one here at UBS Arena against the Calgary Flames in November 2021.
And, of course, he'll always be remembered as scoring the final goal ever at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, the overtime winner to beat Tampa in Game 6 of that classic series, where the Lightning won, of course, 1-0 in Game 7 back in Tampa. But that scene of Anthony Beauvillier mobbed in a sea of jerseys, pinned against the glass after scoring the overtime winner, just an iconic image of Anthony Beauvillier, the final goal ever at the Old Barn. Well, again, the Islanders have the 2-0 lead here, 6 minutes to go in the first. It's sent over the New York line and down the middle for Dubois, and his snapshot blocked by Romanov. Taken away by Matt Martin. Skates at left wing in front of the Islander bench. Gets the red. Tried to put it in deep, but it was blocked by the Caps. And Ovechkin not on the ice right now as it's Sandin over the Islander line for number 9, the youngster Ryan Leonard, in just his 4th NHL game. Played his college hockey the last 2 years for the BC Eagles and then joined the Capitals, and what a ride it's been for him already. As here they get a right point shot from Van Riemsdyk into the belly of Sorokin, and we'll take a timeout. 2-0 Isles, 5.5 to go in the first today here on Hempstead Turnpike. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
McDonald's supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU Radio Hofstra University.
Proud to produce New York Islanders hockey. This is WRHU FM, Hempstead, Radio Hofstra University.
Wake up up your mind. Start your day with Hofstra's Morning Wake-Up Call. Weekday mornings, 7 till 9 a.m. Lively talk about Long Island life, national news, and international issues from the minds and mouths of Hofstra students.
This is Bo Horvat, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is Wayne Gretzky, Friday in D.C., talking about the history of NHL records that were made to be broken.
We always talk about our game, the players who were in it, from Gordie Howe, Bobby Orr, Mario Lemieux, Messier, on. And we wonder, okay, what's going to happen when those guys retire? And along came Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin. Alex has been so great for City of Washington. He's been so great for the National Hockey League, and he's encouraged so many kids in his home country of Russia to play the sport of hockey. He's been nothing but a champion, and I'm so proud that we're tied. I can live with that for 24 more hours.
That is Wayne Gretzky. Alex Ovechkin on the ice, top of the right circle in Islander ice, with Dylan Strome to take the face-off here. As Ovi, little problem in the shooting hole with the ice, so the linesman's going to repair it there as he stands alongside Tom Wilson. So they're still trying to create some ice to fill that little divot, and we get a brief delay.
Puck to try to pack that ice in, but of course with Ryan Leonard scoring his first goal the other day for Washington, there was the conversation, the lead up, okay, imagine if his first point comes on an Ovechkin record-breaking goal. He won't be able to keep that puck in his first point in the National Hockey League, but that's not the case anymore.
So again, it will be Dylan Strome, who's had a tremendous season for the Capitals, taking the draw with Ovi over his left shoulder, top of the right circle in the shooting hole. Bo Horvat trying to deny him the face-off win, so all eyes on Ovechkin right now as it's down on the dot and a clean win by Horvat. Big face-off win, and then Pelech off the glass far side, got it for Anders Lee, left wing at the Washington line. The captain to the dot, goes backdoor for Palmieri, but the pass just deflected away. And then Palmieri in a big collision with Tom Wilson in the near corner. Horvat kept it alive. To Pelech at left point in the Washington end. Pelly the center point drag, and then that shot knuckles wide right. 2-0 Islanders coming up on 5 minutes to go in the first on goals by Horvat and Gatcomb, less than 2 minutes apart. Here's Bo holding it in, left point, shooting from there, broken up by Lee, who tried to stop it and couldn't. Van Riemsdyk gave it away to Horvat, left circle. He finds a man top of the right circle in Kyle Palmieri. Tried to chop it down the wall, but it hit Van Riemsdyk and carried back to center. So Pelech back skates it to Islander ice, comes near side for Ryan Pulock. Pulock will send it in deep here. Broken up by the Caps, though. Van Riemsdyk lifts it high in the air. Left circle looking for Radish in Islander ice, but beaten to it by Adam Pelech. Chips it off the kick plate, and Palmieri couldn't get it out. Caps stash it behind the New York net, where Ilya Sorokin, who has faced 7 Cap shots so far, leaves it behind his own net. So Capitals showing that very structured 1-2-2 trap. Pulock tries to whip it up the far side, but it ticks out of play in the New York bench. 4:18 to go in the first, 2-0 Isle.
And Ovechkin does have some history in moments against the Islanders as he's climbed up the top 10. Most recently, when he moved into third place, passing ahead of Jaromir Jagr with his 767th goal. That was at Capital One Arena in Washington against Semyon Varlamov and the Islanders. He also moved into 10th place and 6th place with goals against Varley and the Islanders.
The Islanders open, that's enough, right? That's enough history for Alexander Ovechkin. Obviously, the media attention on this game today is just incredible. The, again, worldwide media attention. The most crowded we've ever seen press row right below us here at the Stan Fischler press box at UBS Arena. Well, it's 2-0 Islanders, under 4 minutes to go in the first. Sorokin stops the Capital dump in and now leaves it there for Alex Romanov between the circles. Right wing to Pajot with the red, stashes it in deep. Lindgren stays put, picked up by Holmstrom in the left wing corner of Washington ice. Met with resistance from Dowd. Homer trying to dig it free. Holmstrom had the game-winning goal here Friday in the victory over Minnesota. Finds a man in D'Angelo to play catch with. Tony D at right point. Center point, nice behind-the-back pass. Connects with Siplikov, and he puts it in the right-wing corner. Capitals jump on it first there. Dowd wrapped up by Holmstrom. Got it from Matt Roy, who's got more real estate to work with. comes up the near side. D'Angelo pinched. Capitals do get it by him, and now it's a foot race. Duhaime beaten to it by Romanov and Islander ice, and now McLean skates it left wing through center, but turned it over at the Washington line. Capitals connect at the Islanders' stripe. A little drop for Rasmus Sandin. Put it wide left of the net. Anthony Beauvillier overskated it. Matt Martin quickly ahead for Kyle McLean, and he's going to play chip and chase, but that chip went into the Washington bench, bringing us another stoppage. 2-0 New York, 3:03 to play in period one.
And Tony DeAngelo hitting a milestone in today's game, his 400th in his National Hockey League career, 29th with the Islanders. Started off with 39 games with the Arizona Coyotes. His next 167, by far the most for him with any single team, playing for the Rangers. And he moved on first tour of duty in Carolina, 64 games there, a total of 95 because he was there for 31 last year, and in between 70 games in one season with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Playing some great hockey of late is Tony D. 7 points in his last 8 games for the Blue Liner. So the Islanders send it left wing corner, Washington zone. Alexander Ovechkin again has been credited with 1 shot on goal. It came on a deflection of a point shot, but that's been it for him so far. As the Islanders hold it in the Caps' end, Mayfield shoots from right point wide left. Ryan Leonard trying to get it out again. 2 weeks ago, he was a student at Boston College, and now again he's joined this great chase with Alexander Ovechkin. He's been out in the bars of Boston with him, and again had Ovi congratulate him on his first goal, and Wayne Gretzky do the same last night, or rather Friday night, in the Caps locker room at Capital One Arena. So how about that, Greg? You score an empty net goal, and you get the puck, and Wayne Gretzky's in the room, and he goes, "Where's that kid who scored the empty net goal?" And when Ryan stepped forward, Wayne said, "If I was you, I think I would have circled the net and looked for Ovi rather than shoot it in," but Ryan Leonard shot it in.
Well, Ovechkin did say that he didn't want to be out there with an empty net situation. He wants the goal to come on an opposing goaltender, but for Ryan Leonard, he's playing now because his BC Eagles lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament. They were the #1 overall seed, but they fell in the regional final to the University of Denver, which knows a thing or two about winning. They have the most ever national championships, 10 in NCAA hockey.
Yeah, they are defending champions as well, and of course that's Scotty Mayfield's alma mater, the Denver Pioneers. But Ryan Leonard is one of the 3 finalists for the Hobie Baker Award, which will be given out this week in St. Louis as college hockey's top player. And you may remember that name from what he's done for Team USA in the World Juniors each of the last 2 years, leading them to gold medals both of the last 2 seasons in World Junior play. So Ryan Leonard, one of, again, 6 BC hockey players that were on Team USA for the most recent win of the World Junior Gold, is out there again with Tom Wilson right now as Ovechkin steps on. He's here left wing at the Islander line. He's going to back it up to his own end. Chychrun takes a look. Ovechkin looming in the neutral zone between the penalty boxes as the Islanders keep a close eye on him. Chychrun goes between the benches, and Van Riemsdyk hammers it in. Ovechkin beaten to it on the near boards by Ryan Pulock. Turned it over. Ovechkin tried to get the shot off from the slot, but it was blocked. Oh, dangerous turnover by Pulley there to number 8, but Ovi couldn't get the shot through. Islanders here bringing it into the Washington end, but offside, and then Wilson hits Siplikov after the whistle, and Pajot takes exception to that, and now Tom Wilson and J.G. Pajot are locked up, and everybody jumps in.
That was a delayed offside situation where Siplikov recognized it, so he didn't want to play the puck, but the whistle hadn't actually gone really until it was simultaneous with the hit by Wilson on Max Siplikov. We got to look in our booth at that giveaway by Ryan Pulock as he was being flagged down from behind by Tom Wilson, and that's what forced that puck free. And hey, we were talking before the game, if it's going to happen, which we don't necessarily want to highlight for Ilya Sorokin forever, we really don't want it to be directly off of a giveaway that a skater for the Islanders would have to live with that highlight on the wrong end forever, or even potential awkward deflection on maybe an Ovechkin shot that's going way wide that somehow ends up in the net. But he has 1 shot on goal so far this afternoon, and nothing to show for it behind Ilya Sorokin.
Yeah, luckily for Pulley, Greg, Ovi's shot wasn't much on it, and it did hit his skate, so he actually stopped the Ovechkin shot with his skate, did Ryan Pulock, after the turnover in his own end. We're down to a minute remaining in the first. Islanders with a 2-0 lead as J.G. Pajot missed on a pass here. This will be icing against New York, and got to give props to Tom Wilson, Greg. Career highs across the board this year. 32 goals, 29 assists, 61 points for the tough guy who Barry Trotz always claimed as a great hockey player in there. He's just got to let it shine, and this has been the best year of his career.
This is a guy who was 16th overall, 2012 for the Capitals. Came up pretty quickly. Just 1 extra year of seasoning in the junior ranks. Never spent any significant time at the American Hockey League level. And was a bottom six guy to start, but has certainly earned his way up.
Caps win the face-off in Islander ice. Sandin at left point for Duclair in the left wing corner. Dubois, excuse me. Pierre-Luc Dubois, the longtime Blue Jacket, left it off there. They go to Sandin at center point. Little drag and shoot, and scooped up with the glove by Ilya Sorokin. Well, Sorokin here Friday, Greg, in the 4-1 win, or rather 3-1 win over the Wild. Only goal was scored on him by Matt Zuccarello from behind the net, who chopped it off Ilya's mask and in. So other than that, Sorokin allowed nothing and allowed the Islanders to end a 6-game winless streak.
And the goals against had gone up and up over the 6-game winless streak because New York had allowed at least 4 goals in each of those 6 games. Now that does include a team goal for the Columbus Blue Jackets, what was a 4-3 shootout win.
Caps win the face-off. Sandin left half put it toward the net, broken up in front by Cizikas. He goes off the window near side, trying to get it out with help from Hudson Fasching, and Fasching's the one who fights it out the center. Down to 30 seconds to go in the first. Islanders protecting a 2-0 lead. Fasching down the middle over the Washington line, takes the shot, blocked by a Cap stick, who's lost it. That's Sandini gets it back, but Washington brings it to center. McMichael, who's getting bumped up to the second line here today by Spencer Carberry in the absence of Alexei Protas. Got it to Dubois. High slot in Islander ice. Right circle for McMichael, who takes the shot, and it's blocked up higher. Check that, John Carlson jumping in. Now 5 seconds to go in the period. Cizikas, big hit in the far corner with Ryan Leonard as he's wrapped up with the rookie. Islanders one last shot from the neutral zone by Engvall. Caught by Lindgren, and now Leonard and... We got a couple Islanders getting into it here, but they will be separated as the horn sounds. Ending period 1 this afternoon at UBS Arena with our score. The New York Islanders 2, the Washington Capitals nothing.
It was Cizikas that blocked that Carlson chance with about 10 seconds to go in regulation, and then Leonard trying to throw the hit on Cizikas, but Casey stood tall, and it was Leonard that went down to the ice. So 2-0 Islanders after 1 period of play from UBS Arena. Bo Horvat with the opening goal for New York, as that was assisted on by Simon Holmstrom, set up there. And with the secondary assist, Anders Lee gets that at 7:06 of the first period. Then Mark Gatcomb, a minute and 54 seconds later, his 7th of the season from Kyle McLean. And Alex Romanov, exactly 9 minutes in. Only one penalty. It was nicked out for holding Ryan Pluk. Islanders could not convert on the man advantage.
And again, the Ovi watch, he was credited with just that one shot on goal, which was a deflection of a point shot. So Islanders did a good job of keeping number 8 quiet thus far, and New York has a 2-0 lead at the first intermission as we head downstairs and are joined by Matt Martin. And Matty, your thoughts on period 1 here today?
Pretty good start for us. Obviously a lot of motion in the building, and every time he's on the ice, you could feel the energy in it. So I thought we did a good job of limiting not only him but their whole team, and when we need to save, Sorokin at it.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a bit of a physical affair. 11 hits for your team, and you have a pair of them. Just how much do you love that type of energy on the ice?
Oh, I think, buildings, when they're like this, it's always a lot of fun to play in, and our crowd generally likes the physicality, and, we've played a lot of hockey against Washington in playoffs as well, and they seem to like it too, so it's always a fun environment. They're a big, heavy team. I think we are too, and our line especially wants to get in on the forecheck.
Well, Matt, you missed 2.5 months of action, returned Friday. How did you feel yesterday?
I actually felt pretty good, conditioning-wise and legs and everything. I felt good the other night, and felt fine yesterday as well. More the timing stuff and the plays and things like that. A little bit of rust there, but just try to keep it as simple as possible until you kind of, find your rhythm and confidence.
All right, Marty, thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Again, that is Islander forward Matt Martin. He has helped New York to a 2-0 lead over the Capitals today after 1 period of play. We'll take a quick time out, and when we come back, Greg and Corey, the Talking House podcast guys, break down the opening stanza. It's next. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
Coyote Promotions supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU.
The Islanders Children's Foundation is dedicated to supporting the youth of local communities. Islanders Children's Foundation helps children in the community with health, education, and youth hockey development. The foundation raises awareness for causes close to the hearts of the community and supports the Islanders' overall mission while supporting some of the NHL's core initiatives. The Islanders Children's Foundation has many fundraising events and programs throughout the season, including the annual golf outing, one of the foundation's premier fundraising events, specialty-themed jersey auctions, game night fundraising, and silent auction, plus holiday and cause-related fundraisers. The Islanders believe in supporting our youth to help ensure a successful future. We see the hardships that surround many families. These families deserve the support from everyone in the community. The Islanders take pride in being a leader and helping those through these tough circumstances. More information about the Islanders Children's Foundation can be found at NewYorkIslanders.com.
This is WRHU-FM Hempstead, the radio home for your New York Islanders, Radio Hofstra University, WRHU Hempstead.
McDonald's supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network. Find more information about the New York Islanders at NY Islanders across platforms X, Instagram, TikTok, and New York Islanders on Facebook.
Daily Pay underwrites a part of this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU Radio Hofstra University.
The numbers are in. Once again, WRHU is New York's number one non-commercial radio station. Thank you, New York, for your support.
88.7 WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
New York Islander game broadcasts are supported in part by MSG Plus and MSG.com.
Get closer to the pride when you step inside WRHU's The Locker Room. Whether it's at Captain's Field,
this is Jacob Woznicki.
This is Millie Davis.
Or the MAC.
This is Emma Von Essen.
This is Speedy Claxton.
Or Stewart Stadium.
Hi, this is Lulu Cardello.
Hi, this is head coach Seth Tierney.
Listen for in-depth analysis of all your favorite Hofstra Pride players and teams.
History in Hempstead! The Hofstra Pride are kings of the Coastal Athletic Association!
Fridays from 5 to 6, only on WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
This is Casey Zikas. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
We welcome back to the Stan Fischler Press Level at UBS Arena. Greg Picker here alongside Corey Wright, and after one period of play, the New York Islanders have a 2-0 lead over the Washington Capitals. Bo Horvat scored his 26th of the season to open up the scoring today. 7:06 into the first. Simon Holmstrom and Anders Lee, the assist on that goal. And for Bo, those 26 are now just one back of Anders Lee for the team lead. He has 27. Mark Gatcomb then a minute and 54 seconds later added to the Islanders' advantage, made it 2-0 New York with his 7th of the year. Kyle McLean and Alex Romanov the assist at 9 minutes of the period. Just one penalty. It was on Nick Dowd for holding Ryan Pulock. The Islanders could not convert on that power play.
And for the Islanders and for Mark Gatcomb in that line specifically, nice to see them get rewarded because they got caught in their own zone earlier in the period. A couple of giveaways. And you wonder,
on that shift itself, there were 2 giveaways.
Well, that's what I mean. Some nice redemption there for them to go down the other end of the ice and give the Islanders a 2-0 lead. You and I did talk about the fact that even though the Caps score a lot, they can be scored on. I think we did see that in the opening 20. But the Islanders doing what they have to do right now, playing for the most part a disciplined game. I think for the most part, too, the puck management has been okay. Yes, we talked about the Kyle McLean giveaway preceding that goal. Also, Ryan Pulock, boy, when that puck went off his stick and right to Ovechkin in front of the net, you're thinking, oh no. But the Islanders get through that. I'd say you're staying disciplined, relatively good with puck management. I think the Islanders are doing what they need to do so far, and they're obviously being rewarded.
Yeah, and obviously a different type of atmosphere because the Capitals fans that are in attendance, they are only looking for one thing, and that is for Ovechkin to score the record-breaking goal. He had one shot in that first period.
One shot, 3 total attempts. 2 of them were blocked, including one by the aforementioned Ryan Pulock. And really, you could tell when he's on the ice because a lot of the oohs and ahs from the crowd here, but only 4 minutes and 29 seconds of ice time in that opening 26 total shift. So if it feels like maybe Ovi is not omnipresent so far in this game, you would be correct. The Caps are certainly spreading out the ice time there, but every time he is on the ice, you will hear it, you will feel it, and the Islanders 1 down, 2 to go here on Ovi Watch.
2-0 Islanders after one period of play from UBS Arena. Coming up next, a look at Matt Martin, how the Islanders fans have loved him for so many years. You're listening to New York Islanders Hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
Coyote Promotions supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU.
proud to produce New York Islanders hockey. This is WRHU-FM, Hempstead Radio, Hofstra University.
This broadcast of New York Islanders hockey on WRHU is underwritten in part by UBS Arena. More information about UBS Arena is available at newyorkislanders.com/Belmont.
Wake up your mind. Start your day with Hofstra's Morning Wake Up Call. Weekday mornings, 7 till 9 a.m. Lively talk about Long Island life, national news, and international issues from the minds and mouths of Hofstra students.
This is Scott Mayfield. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is Chris King, joined by Greg Picker and Corey Wright, back to UBS Arena. First intermission, and the New York Islanders have a 2-0 lead over the Washington Capitals. Well, Friday, Matt Martin returned to action after missing 30 games for the New York Islanders. Again, he did a terrific job working on that fourth line, along with Kyle McLean and Mark Gatcomb. But recently, our reporters went around UBS Arena and asked fans their thoughts on Matty Martz. Our Zach Weicker takes a closer look in this feature he calls My Favorite Martin.
Matt Martin returned to the Islanders lineup Friday night after being a healthy scratch for 30 games. Martin is a fan favorite on the island as Isles Nation reflects on why they love the veteran winger.
I love Matt Martin because of his toughness. I think, his whole career he's been a pretty tough player, and that's why he represents the Islanders and really what it means to be an Islander.
I think he's just such a great Islander. He's dedicated to the team. Great player. I just love when he gets down and dirty, really just aggressively pushes the other team, and then either gets a goal himself or just sets up an opportunity for a goal. I just love seeing him on the ice regardless.
I love the way the man plays with the passion and hits every game. So, listen, he's a staple. He's been with the Islanders now for a while. He did leave us, came back. We love him. He's a Long Island guy now, and he's got a heart and soul for us.
I love him for his dedication, his hard work. He clearly leaves it all on the ice every time he plays. Everything he gives for Long Island, his charity work, and he definitely seems like he's a player who came here and set his roots down. He left for Toronto for a little bit, but then came right back here, and he's definitely a guy who's for the Islanders.
Because he represents the Islanders. He reminds me of Bobby Nystrom. Doesn't score that much, but the way he plays, he just plays tough every day. That's the way the Islanders should be playing right now.
But when he's out there, the Stars can do whatever they want in front of the net, and they know they have his protection, and he always brings that energy that we need on the fourth line. He was great with Clutterbuck and Cizikas for over 10 years, and he just brings that energy that makes, our identity line.
Matty Martin has just been a true Islander through and through throughout his career. He's the mayor of Long Island, they call him. He's a big part of just the team and the community, and we know him maybe his last year, so every moment we get to watch him is a special moment for us.
Matt Martin will forever be loved by Islander fans and has left a long-lasting impact on the island. For the Islanders Radio Network, I'm Zach Weicker.
Great job, as always, from our Zach Weicker. Well, today on the island, we've hit the first intermission. It's the New York Islanders 2 and the Washington Capitals nothing. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we return, we'll bring you an in-game sports update with all the out-of-town scores. We'll hear from Alexander Ovechkin in a pre-taped interview before the game. We'll play Riddle the Radio, recap the first, and start the second. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
This is the New York Islanders Intermission Report.
Live from our Hofstra studios, I'm Billy Nafash. The Caps and Isles are the lone game in action right now, with good reason, but there are still 7 other games to preview. And we start in the Canadian capital with the Senators hosting the Blue Jackets. The Sens sit firmly in the playoff picture and can clinch a playoff spot with a win and the Rangers' regulation loss tomorrow. Puck drop between Ottawa and Columbus is set for 5 p.m. A pair of former prodigious first overall picks clash in Chicago as Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks take on Sidney Crosby and the Penguins. Bedard is 1 point away from joining Crosby, and Patrick Patrik Laine as the only active players to record multiple 60-point seasons as a teenager. Puck drop is scheduled for 6 o'clock. The Stars head back to where their franchise started as they visit the Wild. Dallas holds the third highest point total in the NHL, yet remain 4 points behind Winnipeg for the lead in the Central Division. Minnesota has fallen to the second wildcard spot thanks to the white-hot St. Louis Blues. The Stars have registered at least a point in 13 consecutive regular season games against the Wild. Puck is set to drop at 3 p.m. The Panthers visit Detroit to take on the Red Wings. Despite being shut out yesterday, Florida clinched a playoff spot thanks to the Rangers' loss, making them the 17th of the last 18 Stanley Cup champions to get a chance to defend their title. Puck drop is set for 5:30. The Bruins visit with the Sabres in an Atlantic Division tilt. Yesterday, the Bruins were officially eliminated from the playoffs for the first time since 2016, while a Sabres regulation loss tonight would eliminate them from the postseason for the 14th consecutive season. Puck drop is set for 6 p.m. The biannual Shea Weber Cup happens tonight in Nashville with the Canadiens visiting the Predators. Nashville has dropped 5 straight, while Montreal has won 4 in a row to surge and strengthen their grip on the final wildcard spot in the East. Puck drop is set for 7. The letter of the day is V for the league's nightcap at 10 o'clock with Vegas visiting Vancouver. A rematch of a 7-game bubble series, the Knights are atop the Pacific, while the Canucks sit 6 points out of the last playoff spot in the West. The Islanders lead the visiting Capitals 2-0 after 1 period of play. From our WRHU Hofstra studios, I'm Billy Nafesh. Chris King and Greg Picker will be back with second period action after these short messages on the Islanders Radio Network.
McDonald's supports this New York Islanders live game broadcast on WRHU Radio Hofstra University.
This is WRHU FM Hempstead, the radio home for your New York Islanders, Radio Hofstra University, WRHU Hempstead.
New York Islander game broadcasts are supported in part by MS.
This is Noah Dobson, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
Welcome back to UBS Arena. It's Chris King, joined by Greg Picker and Corey Wright. First intermission, and the New York Islanders lead the Washington Capitals by the score of 2-0. Obviously, all eyes on Alexander Ovechkin. His next goal will be his 895th, passing Wayne Gretzky for the most goals in NHL history. Today's game is being broadcast nationally on TNT, and they spoke with Ovechkin before the game began.
All right, Alex, 894 goals over 20 years. But as we stand here right now, you're 1 goal from hockey immortality. What's the mindset right now?
It's fun. Like I always said, we just enjoy the moment. Lots of attention. So you just go out there and play hockey.
On Friday night, Wayne Gretzky was not only in the building as you tied his record, he came down to the locker room and met all the guys. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, it's special. He's a special person. Obviously, great player to play hockey and to share this moment with him, with the boys. So it was a pretty special moment.
So you're not just doing all of this in any other season. You're having one of your best seasons ever, 41 goals in just 60 games. Does that make it more special? I
think, if you take all the situation, what happened this year, we have a special group right here, and how I'm always said, without my team, like I would never reach that. So it's a team sport, and we have a pretty special team.
Alex, thanks for your time and good luck today.
Thank you.
And that is Alex Ovechkin, as he spoke earlier today on TNT. But it's the Islanders with a 2-0 lead after 1. New York opened the scoring at 7:06 of the first for Bo Horvat, his 26th of the year. Holmstrom and Lee on the assist. And then a minute and 54 seconds later at the 9-minute mark, Mark Gatcomb, 7th of the season from McLean and Romanov, double the lead as Washington outshot New York 8-5 in the first. Isles had the only power play, and they could not convert. We welcome back our partner Corey because it's time to play Riddle the Radio.
All right, guys, today's question brought to us by Ryan Paul, and it is Alex Ovechkin themed, and it is Ovi is far and away the leading scorer from the 2004 draft. What 2 former Isles are among the 2004 draftees with 200 or more goals?
So
okay.
2 former Islanders drafted in 2004 that have at least 200 goals.
Correct. Right. And I can tell you, this is not a spoiler. The Islanders' first-round pick that year, Petteri Nokalainen, did not one of those. So
traded to Boston relatively early on. It didn't quite establish himself as a full-time NHLer.
So good Ovi-related question. Of course, Ovi, the number 1 overall pick in the 2004 draft. So Corey will be back with that answer to start the third period as we're about to start the second here. Alexander Ovechkin, first period, 6 shifts, 4 minutes and 29 seconds of ice time. 1 shot that was actually a deflection of a point shot that Sorokin made the save, and then 2 other shot attempts were blocked. One off a turnover by Ryan Pulock, who then blocked it with his own skate. Again, Ovechkin needs 1 goal to pass Wayne Gretzky and become the all-time leading goal scorer in National Hockey League history. So we go down to center ice. His Capitals are in the visiting white. They're trimmed in blue and red. They go left to right this period. Charlie Lindgren using the crossbar to stretch out his back a little bit. They will go left to right. Islanders in the home blue. They're trimmed in orange and white. They go right to left with Ilya Sorokin flexing his legs to our right. So to center ice we go. And Alexander Ovechkin not out there to start the second period. It's Dubois against Pajot to get it going here. Under the big scoreboard at center. Sticks down, puck down. Islanders win the faceoff and send it into the Washington end. So Islanders with a 2-0 lead after 1 period. Islanders again coming off a 3-1 win here Friday against the Wild. That snapped a 6-game winless streak overall and a 4-game winless streak on home ice. Islanders 7 points back of the Montreal Canadiens, who own the second and final wildcard spot in the East with just 7 games to go. Here, Islanders bring it over the Washington line. Siplikov a try from left point on the fresh ice. He let it fly right along the ice. Didn't miss by much, just wide right. D'Angelo a bomb straight on save. Rebound, Siplikov tried to pop it from the right of the crease. He was taken down. No penalty call.
You could have called a penalty for tripping on Charlie Lindgren, the goaltender there, because it looked like it was his stick that took down Siplikov in an effort to poke check the puck, but he certainly missed the puck, and Siplikov probably would have had a relatively routine backhand to put it home if he wasn't taken down to the ice.
Caps on the fresh ice, miss on a pass, and that will be icing against Washington. And Greg, Alexander Ovechkin's first 2 goals in the NHL, both came in his debut, October 5th, 2005 in D.C. against Columbus. The goaltender for the Blue Jackets, Pascal Leclerc. And that second goal that Ovi scored in his career, Matthew Biron, the former Islander, actually had an assist on that one.
None of his milestone goals in terms of the round numbers, 100, 200, etc., have come against the Islanders. The 100th of his career came against Henrik Lundqvist, and the 200th was against now Ranger Jonathan Quick.
Well, again, he is not only a chance as the puck is out of play here to get to 895 with a goal today, but with 5 more games after today, he could get to 900. The way he's going right now, Greg, he scored in 4 straight games, 5 goals in this run.
Yeah, it's been remarkable. Just to look at the Wayne Gretzky milestone goals, his 300th came at the Coliseum on Billy Smith in 1983, and in 1991 he scored it against the Islanders as well. And as we mentioned, his last goal, 894, is against Wade Flaherty at Madison Square Garden.
And again, when Wayne Gretzky passed Gordie Howe with goal number 802, that was 31 years ago, a little over that, at the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, California. A great setup from Marty McSorley. He effectively had an empty net to put it into, as in that game, Gretzky's Kings actually lost the game 6-3. Trevor Linden had a pair of goals for Vancouver, as did 1 goal for Cliff Ronning. They were future New York Islanders, and Kelly Hrudey was in goal for Wayne Gretzky's Kings in that loss. But again, that was when Gretzky passed Gordie with goal number 802, March 23rd, 1994, in Inglewood, California, at the Great Old Forum there, which has been refurbished and doing a great job these days as a concert venue. So a minute and a half into the second, Islanders still a 2-0 lead. Puck loose at center for Mayfield. Backs it up for Pelech at his own blue line, left side. He's going to slap shot it around the wall, near side to far. Anders Lee in that far corner, trying to beat Brandon Duhaime to it. Duhaime goes down. A couple of Minnesota natives there, but got it to the middle of the ice for Roy, who's going to bounce it toward the Islander net. Sorokin will let it go wide, and that is icing against the Capitals. So slow start to the second. We're less than 2 minutes in, but the Islanders are up 2 goals. Again, everybody watching Alexander Ovechkin.
And when it happens, whether it's today or before the end of the season, it will just be the second time in the last 62 years that somebody has taken over as the new all-time leading goal scorer, because Gordie Howe took over in November of 1963 with his 544th passing ahead of the great Maurice Richard. And then in 1994 was the next time, 31 years later, when Gretzky passed Howe.
Again, Gretzky in the house. Commissioner Gary Bettman's here. Alex Ovechkin's family is here. And So many media members from around the world taking in this game. If it doesn't happen here, Thursday night at home for the Caps as they take on the Carolina Hurricanes the next try. And the Caps are back here in this building for the Islanders' final home game a week from Tuesday. We don't expect it to go that long, but you never do know how these things play out. Right now, the Islanders more concerned with a 2-0 lead as Washington starts out of their own end. Ovechkin has just stepped off, and now he, again, will step back on here as the Caps work into the left wing corner of Islander ice. Dylan Strome, who's set up so many of the Ovi goals, to Ovi at left point, shoots, and it's blockered away by Sorokin. Right back to Ovechkin through the left circle, backhand across the crease. Nobody there. It looked like Ovi was pointing for someone he expected to be on the weak side.
Or he may have thought that there was a penalty tying up somebody on the weak side.
Here's Palmieri through the left circle, walks in, shoots, and blocked by Chychrun wide left of the net. Oh, Palmieri, slow to get up here, a little bit hobbled as Wilson tried to feed Ovechkin at the Islander line, and now Ovi crisscrosses with Van Riemsdyk. Ovi going to the Islander net. Here's a shot blocked before it got through to Ovechkin, and the Islanders quickly the other way. Hudson Fasching, little chip for Engvall, top of the left circle. Capitals poke it off his stick loose, and here come the Capitals in transition at the Islander line. Duhaime, though, stood up nicely by D'Angelo, who fed it to Engvall between the blue lines, and now to Cizikas. Little drop pass for Tony D, who sends it in. Left corner, Washington end, as Alex Ovechkin goes off on a chain. 2-0 Islanders, 3.5 into the second. Caps send it all the way down behind the New York net. Romanov locked up there with Radish. In comes Eller, a longtime veteran center, returning to the Capitals this season, and now trying to get it free, but he's stripped by fellow number 20, Hudson Fasching, as the Let's Go Islanders, Let's Go Caps chants go back and forth here at UBS Arena.
The Caps fans made themselves heard, and
yes,
the Islanders responded
that was great.
Well with their Islander chant.
Absolutely. So great atmosphere for hockey, and as we've talked about, a sea of red jerseys. Those Cap fans all behind the goal to our left, where Ovi shoots in the first and third periods, but not here in the second. The rest of the building is all blue and orange, but you can't miss those red jerseys of the Cap fans who have traveled up I-95 to be here today. Carlson sends it in behind the Islander net. Far corner from Matt Martin. Reversed it near, but turned it over.
Carlson, a step short of the Islander line, lets it fly. Leonard behind the net, tried to wrap it around and couldn't quite pull it back toward the goaltender. Matt Martin is on the move here. Doesn't play every day anymore and wasn't even on the roster going through training camp. But a puck here for Pierre-Luc Dubois, able to take it away from him. And toward Lindgren. Just short of 1,000 games in the league. Awfully nice career for Matt Martin. Briefly in Toronto, but mostly and certainly known more for being an Islander. Here near wing for Leonard as he dumps in.
That fourth line was dominant for many years.
Cizikas and Clutterbuck, you could pretty much do your line chart for the game, and those guys on line 4 for about a decade. Picked up here, Chychrun. Through center and beyond Duhaime. Beauvillier bangs around near side. And a puck back to Chychrun along the wing. Fed in toward Beauvillier behind the net. Around to Duhaime. 14:45 to go here in the second. Capitals out of action after this afternoon until Thursday. Back at home against Carolina. Here's Chychrun. And a puck that is deflected off Siplikov and back to the Washington line. Dowd crosses Dobson will intercept. And then stolen briefly by Beauvillier. Tried to walk in along the right post. And then taken to the end board. Around near side, Siplikov will make his way to center. Number 7 for the Islanders. Leaving it for Pelech. Kicks it off the right skate. And Pelech trying to get some wheels going on the right side. Van Riemsdyk with him, stride for stride. He'll turn and fire. Low percentage chance for Pelech. But it makes the Washington goal crease and off of Charlie Lindgren. A puck behind the net. That's where Washington will begin here. 6 minutes gone here in the second period. John Walton, Ken Saber, and Katie Florio with you here at UBS Arena, Belmont Park, New York. Capitals down 2-0 as Strome across. Ovechkin is on, and Strome has it here. Cross ice to Sandin. He'll feed the middle. Carlson low toward Ovechkin. He was cutting and couldn't get the tip in tight against Elias Sorokin. That brought them out of their seats a little bit as the Islanders cleared away.
Oh, and Carlson could have shot that puck too. He waited for Ovechkin to come across looking for that tip. You can see his buddy trying to feed him as much as possible, but they need a goal here to get themselves.
Strome leading here for Ovechkin in left circle. Stick check from D'Angelo. And we'll get the puck to Casey Cizikas. So a couple of chances there. Ovechkin heads off.
Yeah, a little more action under Ovechkin here last couple shifts.
Back down for Sandin inside his own zone. The Islanders They're going to force it off the forecheck. And a penalty coming here. And it's going to be a power play for Washington as Sandin was taken down. And it was a little off kilter because you hear cheering, and it's because of all the Washington fans here. Penalty on the Islanders in the O-zone. Here's the chance.
I think they're going to get their wish. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be out there.
The Goosebumps are coming. We step out. 13 minutes to go. The Caps to the power play for the first time today, and Ovechkin a chance in history. Back next on the Caps Radio Network, driven by Kia.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Attention commercial businesses and high-rise building owners. Do you want a 100% tax write-off? Recent tax reform laws allow businesses and building owners a 100% tax write-off to install and retrofit fire sprinklers. That's right, a 100% write-off. Go to sprinklerfitters669.org, click on your city, town, or region, select a contractor, and schedule an estimate. The 100% write-off basically gives you free fire protection. Install fire sprinklers now. Sprinklerfitters669.org to save lives and protect property. Lays
again on the Beltway as someone tried to cross all 8 lanes.
Backed up for hours as a dump truck hit the highway sign.
At a standstill thanks to a van reversing on the shoulder.
Make sure you're buckled up because it's wild out there.
Consider taking Metro instead.
Don't be traffic. Ride Metro. Visit WMATA.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Alex Ovechkin. You're listening to Caps Radio 24/7 and the Capitals Radio Network.
This is what they came to see, an opportunity for Alex Ovechkin to score .895. And the Capitals, for the first time, will be on the power play. Down 2-0. The penalty on Casey Cizikas. And a face-off that will happen to the left of Ilya Sorokin. Ovechkin will be back at the blue line alongside Karlsson. When the play begins, he will first hope for a quick shot off the draw if Strome can win it to him cleanly. Up against Bo Horvat. And Horvat will win it, send it to the near wall, but the Capitals chase it down. And then a pass intended for Karlsson is intercepted. And Bo Horvat able to send it down ice. So Karlsson will make his way to the neutral ice, dropping it for Dylan Strome. He and Chychrun will team up and glide through center. Right side to Wilson, centered up. Ovechkin has it, he scores! He scores! Alex Ovechkin scores .895! There's a new goal-scoring champion, and his name is Alexander Ovechkin! He has done it here on Long Island. His teammates mob him. There is but one. Alexander the Great, the greatest to ever do it in National Hockey League history.
Well, fitting that he does it on the power play. He scored so many goals, but this guy is just unbelievable. You just can't count him out of anywhere. He gets that puck, and everybody waiting to go, and he fires that puck right by Sorokin. Outstanding, and congratulations to Alex. Well deserved. You can see how happy he is. He loves this game, loves this team, loves the city, and now it's his time for a while. Let it shine.
It is his 42nd goal of the season. It is the biggest goal he has ever scored. He is the greatest of all time. Alex Ovechkin, 895 goals as the game has stopped. And the Islander bench is emptied, as has Washington. The chant is Ovi. Here on Long Island, history has been made forever and always here at UBS Arena in Belmont Park, New York. Washington has scored their first of the game, and the game right now is almost secondary as the scratches have come out on the Washington bench. And the ovation from the Islander fans and Capitals fans alike. Those who made the trip have seen history. They have seen 895. And there will be a ceremony to follow. Wayne Gretzky, Gary Bettman, Nicholas Backstrom, TJ Oshie, Ted Leonsis, and more will make their way onto the ice. It has happened. Alexander Ovechkin has passed Wayne Gretzky for the most goals all time in National Hockey League history. And as he scored it from his customary spot in the OV office, where else could he have done it, Ken?
No, there's no doubt about it. On the power play in the office, and you could see, when he wound up for that shot, he just had a chance. And everything he touches right now, and outstanding. He's getting congratulations from all the management, the staff, the training staff that keep him going all these years. And it's just, it's a great celebration. Now, both teams now obviously will watch all this, so to get it all done. But just for him to score, you just talk about it. Just beginning of the year, John, 42 goals. You think would ever happen? No, but he gets it. I mean, he finds a way.
I sure didn't think he would do it after a broken leg that had him out for 6 weeks, and he's still among the great goal scorers in this season in the NHL. He scored the goal, and almost Georgetown fountain-like went diving across toward the blue line and landing as they get the reaction from Wayne Gretzky on the television side. Gary Bettman, it has happened. The 895 hats, as if a playoff series has been won, have been handed out to the Capitals. The Islanders are standing as well. There has never been a moment like this. 895 goals, the first player to ever do it. Alexander Ovechkin has done it here on this 6th of April, 2025. UBS Arena, Belmont Park, New York. He is being congratulated one by one by the New York Islanders. And we have seen the greatest of sportsmanship, and we'll bring in Katie Florio here now to join us, as Katie is with us in Belmont Park as well. Katie, we saw this with the Blackhawks the other night, and just a tremendous show of respect for now officially the greatest goal scorer of all time, Alex Ovechkin.
It just doesn't get any better than this. I didn't think the chills could get any bigger than they did when he scored 894 on home ice. But to see not only all the red in the stands tonight, but every Islanders fan obviously just as excited. It's so much bigger than this team and even this sport. I mean, the entire sports world has had eyes on this chase. And so for him to finally do it, a moment that felt so far off at times, is just absolutely unbelievable, and could not be happier for his family and this entire organization.
Doesn't get a whole lot better in the goosebump department. There are Stanley Cups won. There are moments one team wins every year. Gordie Howe from 801. Wayne Gretzky, as a member of the Los Angeles Kings, passed him and held it for 31 years until this very moment, as they have unfurled the carpet that will lead from the Washington bench in a ceremony to follow, and we will carry all of it. The commissioner, Gary Bettman, is down, and members of the Capitals front office, and a guy that we certainly want to see. And by the way, Dylan Strome got his wish. The official goal read at 7:26 of the second period on this April 6th, 2025. Alex Ovechkin's 42nd goal of the year from Tom Wilson and Dylan Strome. Dylan Strome coming over for Chicago, and the day he got here, he was asked, hey, you might be here for 895. You might be the guy that helps him reach the summit. As Alex's wife and family have come down, and the ceremony going to be started. We're going to carry it all for you right here, wherever you're listening to it, throughout the DMV and nationwide on Sirius XM Channel 91. We are glad you are with us. John Walton, Ken Saberin, Katie Florio with you here at UBS Arena in Belmont Park. We will hear from the commissioner. We will hear, we believe, from Wayne Gretzky. Alex Ovechkin will talk here. The game has stopped, and a moment for all time, Ken, about to unfold here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know what? You're watching him interact with his family, his kids, his wife, his mom, father-in-law. And, you know, he's such a family man. And just what he does, he's just hugging his kids. I mean, he's just so happy right now. It's going to be tough for him to play a game after this. I mean, you're going to do the celebration, do all this stuff, and just what a relief. Almost, you know, for Ovechkin's lived his whole life with the pressure on him to do whatever, be the best. And now it's almost like the piano's off his back. Now he can just go out and play. He's done it. He's finally done. He's been thinking about it as much as you say he hasn't. He's been thinking about it for a long time, and now it's his, and it's all his. Enjoy it. Enjoy this time and take it all in.
They are playing his greatest hits on the video board here at UBS Arena. It is not Capital One Arena, and we were hoping it would be, but I'll tell you what, Katie, it feels like it right now. There's the video production and all of the pomp and circumstance, the cheering from the entire crowd, both teams standing on the ice and awaiting the start of the ceremony. It is definitely, for one afternoon, Capital One Arena North here on Long Island.
It really is, and even for people like us, I mean, like I said, at 894 as well, this is really a take your broadcaster's hat off for a moment and just soak it in. Watching his mom and his wife and his two little boys give a message on the arena board right now while watching them downstairs, watching it. Obviously, Alex now standing right by his wife and his two sons, who couldn't be even cuter. So just so happy that they're here to experience him with this. Obviously gives Sergei a fist bump every time he scores at Capital One Arena, and just such a wonderful, wonderful moment that is really hard to even put into words.
The emotion, and he has always been the Russian machine that never breaks, but emotionally he did a little bit. His mom with the video up on the board, and my goodness, what a moment there.
Yeah, you know, they've been through a lot. The mom's been through a lot, obviously, and watched their son grow up and all the pressure and all the expectations, and he's never disappointed, and good for her that she was able to witness it. Outstanding. I mean, just you can't say enough about it. I mean, what he's done and what he continues to do is just great.
Gary Bettman has made his way out to the center ice area with the carpet that reads Alex Ovechkin, 895. They are bringing out all dignitaries. Wayne Gretzky has made his way out to center ice, and his wife Janet Tedliansis is standing there. And in a moment, we're going to go down to the commissioner, Gary Bettman, here on Long Island. In a moment that we will never forget, the greatest goal scorer of all time is now Alex Ovechkin, 895 goals. Let's go down.
Just witnessed history in front of greatness. Wayne, you'll always be the great one, and you had a record that nobody ever thought could be broken. But Alex, you did it. You have been amazing. You have been the consummate player representing the NHL extraordinarily on and off the ice. Thank you for all you have given the game. And greatness starts with players like you and Wayne, a team and an organization like the Capitals. Ted Leonsis, congratulations. You can applaud. To celebrate and commemorate this moment, there is a Canadian artist who does sports named Tony Harris. You collect his paintings. We had this painting especially commissioned for you to celebrate and commemorate this amazing, amazing accomplishment. Congratulations. Greatness is now part of your name. And now the original great one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, I wanted to say it's nice not to be at the Nassau Coliseum because I lost a lot of games there. Secondly, the history of this organization from Mr. Torrey, Mr. Arbor. Got to sit with Brian Trottier and Butch Goring today. Just such wonderful people. I wish the Islanders and the New York fans all the best, but we're here today to celebrate this guy here, number 8. I can tell you firsthand, I know how hard it is to get to 894. 895 is pretty special. My congratulations to not only Alex, his mom and dad, his family, his wife and kids. When I broke the record, my 2 kids were about the age of his boys, so it's kind of reminiscent for me, and I'm so happy that 2 of my boys are here tonight. But there's nothing better than the National Hockey League. They say records are made to be broken, but I'm not sure who's going to get more goals than that. It's the greatest game in the world. I want to congratulate every organization, the commissioner and the league, and to the referees who do such a great job. Our sport is so hard. Trust me, I was John McEnroe a lot when I played. But these guys do an incredible job. And thank you all so much. Alex, I said I'd be the first guy to shake your hand when you broke the record. And I wore this pin. And one last thing before Alex speaks. One of the great things about my setting the record, Colleen Howe bought my wife a beautiful gift and a wonderful note. And we know how the legacy of hockey passes down, but so does it with the families and the wives. So my wife has something very beautiful for his lovely wife that we want to pass on. But Mr. Leonis, congratulations. And when I set the record, they bought me a Rolls Royce. So you got your work cut out.
Alex Ovechkin about to talk here as Tom Wilson and John Carlson delivering flowers to Alex's mother and his wife, and the shaking of hands. And yes, you might have heard at the end there, Wayne Gretzky is wearing a pin of number 9 in honor of Gordie Howe, who he passed. Alex Ovechkin with his teammates surrounding him, about to talk here at UBS Arena. As they line up for a picture, his teammates behind him all clad in 895 hats that have been handed out by the NHL. What a job that the NHL has done here. Let's go to Alex.
Like I always said all the time, it's a team sport, and without my boys, the whole organization, the fans, the trainers, coaches, I would never stand there, and obviously I would never pass a great one. So, fellas, thank you very much. I love you so much. And I know Nicholas Backstrom here, TJ Oshie. Fellas, I love you. We did it, boys. We did it. Thank you, Les Sorokin, to let me score 895. I love you, brother. And the last thing, all of you fans, for the whole world, Russian, we did it, boys. We did it. It's a history. Yeah! And the most important thing, to my mom, my family, my beautiful wife, my father-in-law, my beautiful kids, thank you. I love you so much. And without you, without your support, I would never stand here. So, love you guys.
Alex Ovechkin with all of his teammates standing behind him for the picture for 895. And what a treat for Islanders fans who get to see history in their hometown. And for Capitals fans who made the trip, boy, you weren't disappointed today. Alex Ovechkin 895 in the books, and Ilya Sorokin is indeed the answer to a trivia question for all time, Ken. Who gave up 895? The answer is Ilya Sorokin.
Well, I'm sure he won't mind this one. Not that he wanted to do it, but you know what? Hey, someone had to be it. Why not one of them? I'm sure they'll talk about it in the summer when they get together and talk everything hockey, but this is a big moment for the Caps, for Alex Ovechkin. I mean, another great celebration for him. What else can this guy do?
The celebration continuing here, and this will be an interesting restart of the game as it has come to a halt for so long for both sides here, but that really is secondary on this day, on this 6th of April. Alex Ovechkin is the greatest to ever do it. And Wayne Gretzky, how about the comments that he made? As gracious a man in our sport as you're ever going to hear. And
yes,
even talking with the Islanders fans and winning them over right from the jump. I lost a lot of games at the Coliseum.
And he did. No, that's good, though. But Wayne, that's just a true professional. There's no doubt about it. He really, truly wanted Ovechkin to do this. He knew it was going to happen. Why not do it right away as quick as possible? And outstanding. I mean, you can't have a nicer guy in the league than Wayne Gretzky. So good to see him come out. Nice, gracious speech that he made. And now Ovechkin, it's all his.
So the Capitals head back to their bench, and the Islanders awaiting here the commissioner with wonderful comments as well. Wayne Gretzky is as poignant as he could have been, and the gesture of wearing the Gordie Howe pin and the red number 9 on his lapel. That's goosebumps just to talk about a reflection on history as they pose for the picture, the painting that was made with Alex above Wayne Gretzky. And one last embrace between Gretzky and Ovechkin. Wayne, who was in town to see 893 and 894. The congratulations on TNT from so many. How about Derek Jeter chiming in with congratulations for Alex Ovechkin, and so many celebrities. The TNT feed has a whole lot going on right now, including Roger Federer, who is a big fan of Alex, and vice versa. Michael Jordan. This is a moment that transcends hockey, Katie. This is all of sports, and to be able to see this here and all the folks from all over that are congratulating Alex far and wide, this moment is one that none of us will ever forget.
We'll never forget, and I don't even know if for you guys, if it's even sunk in truly how monumental this moment is. Obviously, we know it. We've been covering it. We've been waiting for it. But this day right now, this is going to be talked about for maybe ever. There truly might not be another hockey player to ever pass his record. And so once again, you couldn't be happier for his family, for this organization. Now watching the people on the board, Simone Biles, Derek Jeter, the greatest athletes in the world, also congratulating Alex Ovechkin as he stands up there right with him. But once again, through all of this, the point I've made is that he has never lost sight of who he is. Obviously, over a 20-year career, he's continued to mature, but I feel like his personality and the person that he came into this league as 20 years ago, the fun-loving, always smiling, always pleasant around the rink, you still see that in year 20. So couldn't happen to a better guy, and again, just so happy for him and his family.
Katie, just for you, it's your first year with us. I promise you these things don't happen every year, but just from a personal standpoint, how excited are you to be here for this?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of what I'm saying is obviously from a broadcaster's perspective, but it's incredible. Again, I grew up, I was 5 or 6 when his rookie year. So as you guys know, I come from a hockey family. Hockey was on the TV every night, and I was watching him as a little girl when I knew this was the type of career that I wanted to do, and it's athletes like Alex that you dream of interviewing and being in this position with. So if you would have told 6-year-old me that not only did I get to witness this, but I get to work with his team, work with you guys, this entire organization, and this is what I experienced in my first year in the NHL, I don't know many people that have it better than that. So once again, just so thankful on my end, and definitely something that I will never forget, and I don't know what could top this. Maybe a Stanley Cup, but certainly spoiled with what I have been able to see in my first year here with you guys.
12:34 to go here in the second period. The players starting to warm back up here and get ready for the resumption of the game. Alex Ovechkin getting the goal that gets Washington on the board. They still trail it 2-1. TJ Oshie getting interviewed by Al Koken right now on Monumental. And I love the shout out for TJ and Nikki. I thought they were actually going to be on the ice, but it's certainly to have them here and the shout out from Alex. Two of the guys from the 18 Cup winner that meant so much to Alex over the years. And I'm looking around, I'm thinking about a bunch of people right now. I'm thinking about Hunter Shepard, who is here for 895. He was there for 800 as well in Chicago a couple of years ago and just happened to be called up then. He's here for history. Feeling for Logan Thompson that he wasn't in uniform for this. Alexei Protas did come out. He is here, although out week to week. Thinking of our buddy Chris King, the Islanders radio voice, who the ping pong ball in the broadcast lottery landed on the New York Islanders.
Yes,
Chris King. And for Kenny Albert and for Andy Olczyk and for Brian Boucher on the national call, they were hoping when we talked to Kenny on Wednesday in Carolina that they would get the opportunity for this, one of the great moments in Kenny Albert's career. And he said that to us the other night. He was hoping against hope that he would have this chance, and he did, and he got it. And he didn't even have to go that far. He lives in New Jersey. He just had to drive over to Long Island for it. This, for so many people, and certainly for us, partner, we've been doing this for 14 years. We've been through a cup together. But that's about as good as it gets, what we just saw right here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, winning the Cup was great and everything, but this, the anticipation, the build up to this has just been outstanding. I mean, him tying it and then him breaking it here in the fashion that only Alex Ovechkin can do. I mean, it's just, you talk about goosebumps and everything and emotions, and it's, you know, I've always said it's hard to have emotions in this game if you don't play, but stuff like this, it brings it out. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I feel sorry for these guys, these 40 guys out there. They're going to go out and play a game right now after all that.
It is not quite half done with 12:34 to go in the second period. Alex Ovechkin has scored 895. History has been made. And now, moving forward, the Capitals trying to get this game tied. All the while, the backdrop, the Capitals trying to win a Metropolitan Division championship today as well. If they can win in any fashion here against the Islanders, and just from a game standpoint, trying to get your legs here as quickly as possible is, well, it could be a little problematic. We'll see how it goes.
It's almost like the start of a game, you know, the first couple shifts, you know, get the blood flowing, get everything going. These guys have been sweating, they're heated up, and now they're cold. It'll take a little while, but these guys, they'll get it done. They'll get it done.
Romanov, as the puck drops at center and the game has resumed here. And the announcement.
Assisted by number 43, Tom Wilson, and number 17, Dylan Strome. Time of the goal, 7:26.
A goal from Ovechkin that has put him on the board. McMichael driving into the zone and gets the shot away here in on Sorokin. And a face-off coming up. You'd like to think from a Capitals perspective that obviously it's an emotional moment, and you say, okay, listen, we got to find a way to win this game. We don't want to celebrate this thing after a loss.
Oh, exactly. I think that's motivation enough. I mean, they come down, get a good shot right off the bat. We go, if he's out there again right now, see if he can do another one. It wouldn't surprise me if he puts another one in here. Then the place will blow up once again. But, yeah, now it's, you know what, it's done, John. Now the team has to concentrate on getting ready for playoff hockey right now, get back to where they were for most of the season.
Anders Lee trying to center, and a puck that comes to Horvat near the top of the left circle, and a glove stop made by Charlie Lindgren for both goalies. Sorokin, who now knows that he will forever be intertwined with 895, but even for Charlie Lindgren, as Matt Roy was a little bit slow to get up after the play in behind the net, and he's holding his neck a little bit as he heads off. So he looks like he got twisted up a little bit.
Got a little kink going on there, yeah. Hopefully he's going to be fine. He'll go over there, get it rubbed out. Hopefully Jason Service will take a look at it, make sure he's okay. See if we can get a look at what happened there where he got jolted from behind. But that's what happens when you're a little bit of cold there. You never know, and guy jolts you. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
So many people in the hockey world here for this one today, and they have seen what they were hoping for. Alex Ovechkin, the new all-time goal getter in the National Hockey League, coming up at second intermission. If you missed any of it, we're going to recap it all. Katie will have it for you. Ken and I will hang around. We'll hear again from the commissioner. We'll hear from Alex. Wayne Gretzky, bits and pieces. We'll have that coming up on postgame as well. So much that was covered there. We'll recap it both at intermission and when the game comes to a close. Caps hoping it's a win, too, as a puck for Anders Lee. Back in behind the net. And coming along the far board, back now toward the blue line. And for Dobson, who will fire it. And off of Beauvillier. Picked up now along the near side and away now for Horvat. Dobson moves in, left circle, centering pass to Lee, and blocked shot attempt, and the Capitals recover here. Here at UBS Arena, Alex Ovechkin's great chase comes to an end. He has done it. He has passed Wayne Gretzky for the most goals all time. Van Riemsdyk, shot from the right point, loose in front as Mayfield with the takedown here of Dow. Back out to Chychrun, his shot going wide, and Ovechkin's back on here. And back as the Islanders clear it to center. Chychrun will bring it back across. A pass to Ovechkin, and they will say offside back at the New York Islander blue line. 10:56 left here in the second period. Neutral zone draw coming up.
Seems like the Caps got a little more jump here the last couple shifts. They coming out of the ceremony break offensively, creating a little bit here. Maybe he got these guys back on their heels a little bit, scoring a big goal. So a little motion on that bench, a lot more than it is on the Islanders bench. Carry him into a nice little tie this thing up and take the lead.
Pelech with a puck across to Pulak and away to center, looking for Cizikas. It's tied up in front of the player benches. And along now for Pelech. Lifted in along the left side, past Van Riemsdyk and deep into the Capital zone. 10:40 to go here in the second period. Pelech going back out towards center. History here as the Capitals also trying to hang another banner in the meantime. Here's Engvall shooting it right off the post. Hit the outside of the right post and deflecting away on a chance from the near circle. Hudson Fasching trying to set it up. Taken away here by Ovechkin. And a puck that comes along the near board. Number 8. Just leaving it back in here behind the nets for Trevor Van Riemsdyk, who will come in along the right-hand side and dump in behind the goal. Romanov will start from there.
Matt Roy right out there. That's a good sign. No major problems.
Roy backs up into his own end here. And across for Radish. Taking to the red line. Romanov steering it back into the Capital zone. Played by Lindgren. And in behind the net. Up now to center. And worked out now toward the blue line. McLean is there for the Islanders. And a puck that is sent back in deep. Matt Martin chasing it down in front. They score. And it's the second goal of the game for Mark Gatcomb. And his first ever multi-point game in the National Hockey League. That'll be the second most remembered thing from this game, perhaps. A big moment for him, and for the Capitals, they give it back. It's now 3-1 Islanders.
Yeah, not ideal for the Caps. A little defensive breakdown on that one. Just a simple dump in, and they go in and grab it. And Matt Martin sticks it out to the front of the net, right in front of the crease. No one on him. He puts it right behind. Good shot by him, but again, the coverage not very good in the low slot right there, John. That's something you have to get better at because teams, that's where they go to the interior. That's where they got a couple goals so far tonight.
Well, back to center, 9:34 to go here in the second period, so the Islanders able to shake off the long wait and able to get the next goal, too. Just their 10th shot of the game. That's 3-on-10 against Lindgren this afternoon. And with 9:20 remaining here and counting, the Islanders come right back into the O-zone. Taken away now and out to center. Dubois. And a pass attempt to McMichael, but off the backhand ends up going on goal. And a stop here with 9:11 to go here in the second period. And the faceoff that'll happen here to the left of Ilya Sorokin. It is perhaps the way it should be. The greatest goal scorer now of all time, doing it against a fellow countryman in Ilya Sorokin here on the island.
No, he gave him a little jab there in his speech too, a little bit. Now, thank you very much for allowing me to score on you. I'm sure we'll talk about that for a while.
Listen, he is an excellent goaltender with a long history already, and there's certainly no shame in being a guy that gives it up. He is victimized plenty. Time of the goal for Gatcomb here at 10:26. And they make it in 3-1. Back to Carlson. Fans on the shot. And taken away here by Mayfield. Out now on the right side for Holmstrom. And towards center. And back down inside the Washington zone. Trying to split through the D. And taken away here by Leonard. It comes out to center. Ryan Leonard Right wing side and back down into the right wing corner. Siplikov brings it on across. And as a pass gets knocked down, strange days that there are bigger cheers for Washington goals on Long Island than there are for home goals for New York. But that is the order of the day today. Back now for Beauvillier when the Capitals down 3-1. And a penalty coming up here as Jean Hébert has the arm up and is called a tripping penalty. And for Jean Hébert and Mitch Dunning, C.J. Murray and Dan Kelly, the officiating crew today, special for them as well that they got to do 895. Here's the penalty.
New York Islanders 21, minor penalty for tripping.
Going to be a power play for Washington here with 8:24 to go in the second period. And a power play that will start with a face-off to the left of Ilya Sorokin. Might there be an 896 in the offing here? Can the Capitals get one more from number 8?
Nothing shocks me, boy. It's just he's even more relaxed now that it's all done. Look out, but he's going to be trying to get that win, that drawback. Strome is, and we'll set him up again.
The face-off is one back toward the blue line. Carlson, and on now to Strome, right circle. And looking across, Ovechkin in the waiting in the office as Strome can't get it through Bo Horvat. And now to Chychrun. Puck that comes off the stick of Carlson and back on now to the red line. There's a lot going on emotionally for everybody on the ice, everybody in the building, and all the while a hockey game being played here with under 8 minutes to go. Second period, shots are 15-9 Washington. Capitals trailing at 3-1. It is the one that has captivated the hockey world.
The Caps not bad. I mean, only keeping them to 9 shots, but they have 3 goals in 9 shots. That's not good.
Coming in now is Chychrun. Left side and around now to Wilson. Taken away by Romanov. High off the glass. Can't clear. Gloved and stopped by Carlson. Beats Strome along the right wing. Kick back from Wilson and across to Ovechkin. And he cannot get it going. It looked like it bounced quite a bit. Bouncing as it arrived. Couldn't get the shot off. And now for Strome. And out of the right corner. Back from Carlson. 7:10 to go here in the second. Strome shooting. Puck knocked down. And along near board back for Ovechkin from center point. Gets it back from Carlson, who temporarily staffs the office. Strome will glide down. Into the corner, back for Chychrun. And toward the front of the net, shooting here, knocked down off of Sorokin and up and into the equipment of Scott Mayfield, who got it caught up in his jersey, and only now has he been able to find it. 6:49 to go here in the second.
Well, a couple, good. The last 30 seconds or so of that power play, moving around, couple shots on Sorokin. Moving, guys moving. Ovechkin from his office to the top and then moving around. It makes the penalty killers have to make some decisions. You can't be stagnant on the power play. It doesn't work in this league. Too many guys they scout you too much. The penalty killers are just way too fast. They get in the lanes and they make it look easy. So Caps not bad on that one. A couple more shots, though.
Near side, Sandin, as Pelech will take it to clear. Racing is Horvat, gets a step on Dubois, comes off a penalty here, and here Luke had to take that. Had to hold him up. And a stop here for holding and trying to prevent Horvat from scoring. So only 10 seconds left on the power play for Washington. It ends, and the Islanders about to get one. Here's the call.
Washington 82-minute minor holding.
Yeah, you're right on that, John. He's got to take that. He can't just let him walk in by himself, and he gets that loose arm in there. But again, the concern is not the penalty. The concern is why that's happening all the time now. So you have to make sure that to fix this kill. Another big kill for them, down by 2 again. 6:33 left in the second. You don't want to fall behind too much. It's tough to score on these guys. So Cap's a big kill.
Off the draw, it'll come to the left of Charlie Lindgren. 3-1 Islanders here. Dubois in the box. It'll be 4-on-4 for 10 seconds. And the Islanders coming in between the dots and taken away here by Brandon Duhaime. Penalty killing begins as Palmieri is out now. And Dowd comes in a little bit on the short-handed side. And the puck down in behind the Islander net here. 6:10 to go here in the second. Holmstrom. And around the far wing here to Palmieri. And Right side to down. Blue line taken here. Across for Dobson. And blue line here to Holmstrom. Dobson, fan on the shot, trying to get it going from the right side. Blocked and cleared here by Duhaime. And Sorokin going to play it in behind the net. 5:45 to go. Eerily quiet in here. I think a lot of emotion that's been spent here. People are just kind of taking it all in. To center ice now is D'Angelo. And left side for Lee. And lots of room on the weak side here for Palmieri. And it closes quickly as Faravari came over to block the angle. And ahead now for Noah Dobson. Up to Horvat again when the intermission comes. Katie Florio will be here. Ken and I will hang around and recap some of what we have for you from, if you missed any of it, Wayne Gretzky, Gary Bettman, Alex Ovechkin. And a puck fired here from D'Angelo in the near circle down in front of Lindgren and trying to collect it in. It comes back now in toward the slot and through. D'Angelo, a feed a little bit off from Dobson. And a puck cleared away from the near corner off Wilson, and he will send it up ice.
Caps catch a break on that one there. One Dobson was set up for the one-time shot, just couldn't feed it over to him that good, but Caps got to tighten up defensively.
Puck now along near side and picked up in behind the net here as puck coming along the board. And back down inside Islander territory. Pelech will take it with 4:23 to go here. And coming back towards center. And now for Dubois as it comes in along the near side with 4:10 to go here in the second. And a puck for Beauvillier coming on now back into the Cap zone. Chychrun will play it and bring it along the near side. Ahead at center and dumped into the Islander zone here, and a whistle here as the penalty comes to an end with 3:55 to go in the second. And icing a call here, going to bring it back in front of Charlie Lindgren.
Well, I guess with that big break they took with the presentation, there's going to be no commercial breaks here. We're going to go right through, but the Caps, we see Ovechkin on the ice right now. See if they can muster up some offense, get something going here, take the momentum back that the Islanders have taken away from them. I thought the Caps came up pretty good after the break there, and then all of a sudden, the Islanders feeling good about themselves.
And as you say that, we actually finally do get a TV timeout here. 3:52 to go in the second. We'll step aside. More in a moment. 3-1 Islanders. Alex Ovechkin has scored .895 here on the island. Back after this on the Caps Radio Network, driven by Kia.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
All right, we're ready on this end. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, team, forget everything you thought you knew about IT, because with Red River, we got ourselves a game changer here.
Red River reimagines the possibilities of technology, enabling organizations to transform beyond the expected. From AI and cybersecurity to cloud, collaboration, and modern infrastructure, Red River delivers more than technology transformation. We deliver business and mission outcomes. Technology decisions aren't black and white. Think red. Learn more at redriver.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Hi, this is Alex Ovechkin. You're listening to Caps Radio 24/7 and the Capitals Radio Network.
Alex Ovechkin has done the thing. And with 3:52 to go here in the second period, for those who made the trip, they aren't leaving disappointed. But the Capitals on the short end of it here at 3-1. as we close in on second intermission. So very different second intermission coming up. Ken and I will keep it here as the intermission comes to a close. Jacob Chychrun is going to join us live outside the Capitals dressing room when the period comes to a close, and we will get his take on it. And then we will have Katie and second intermission, and a little bit, if you missed any of it, we'll have all of it coming up post-game as well from Gretzky, from Bettman, and from Alex himself from the ceremony that came at the 7:26 mark of this second period. As Radish will get this puck to center and carried in on a 3-on-2. Dubois trying to center it up, taken away here in Mayfield. It turns into maybe a 2-on-1 the other way, but a pass was behind Matt Martin. So that will short circuit pretty quickly here for the Islanders. As we get back to 5-on-5 hockey here, and a puck that is sent the distance back inside the Capital zone. A whistle here to stop with 3:28 to go here in the second period.
Well, we got to mention, too, Ovechkin's got all new gear on right now on the outside. They've taken all his gear during that stoppage, and they have it all stored. He has the brand new gloves, jersey, helmet, all the stuff. He's got all new stuff on.
A face-off coming up to the right of Sorokin here. As a puck will come to the far wall, and Dobson. As Dobson will look in behind the net to Mayfield. Islanders in their own zone, off the glass. And to center here off Van Riemsdyk. And backhanded deep here. And the Islanders changing. 3 minutes to go here in the second period on an early start here at 12:30. But it is the matinee that yields the moment as the Capitals ice it here. And from an emotional standpoint, the Capitals trying to fight their way back into this game. The only goal of the game coming from Alex. And there's a lot certainly goes in to try and get it back up to speed here. The Caps certainly in no realistic danger of not winning the Metro, despite this being their first opportunity today to do so. They'll be out of action after this until Thursday. Capitals already had announced they had a full off day coming tomorrow. Caps won't practice again until Tuesday. I'd imagine there might be a few folks who practice that day.
Oh, I would think so. And I think this could be good for the Caps as the puck goes in the Caps bench. But, having a couple days of just practice, getting back to where, what the coaching staff feels they need some work at, whether it's breakouts, whether it's, odd man rushes, whatever it is they're going to work on the power play. They'll have 2 days of practice. Actually, you don't get that a whole lot during the end of the season in the playoffs. So this could be their last opportunity just before the playoffs to, to hone things in and get them back on track.
The draw at the Islander blue line. It is one back to Pelech. And a hit towards Slipnikov. He gets to the red line. And for Ovechkin near wing, and for Wilson. Now for Pelech on the far wall and ahead to center. Pajot will carry it with him, drop it, come into the zone, go to the forehand. Great stop by Charlie Lindgren as Pajot went backhand and pulled it back to the forehand at the last moment. Charlie read it perfectly and made the save. Cleared out to Ovechkin, one-on-one, coming back into the zone, left side, the pass, and a rebound after it was knocked out. He tried to backhand it home, and Alex is going to wave to the bench and say, we're good here. Heading back along the far side. Line change for Washington with 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Capitals trailing 3-1, but history made. And a puck across now and into the Washington zone, and a whistle and an icing call here. I don't know, he might be listening. He's probably prepping for a game on TNT later. I'm feeling for my man Brendan Burke right now because he would have been here, but on TNT duty. This is his team when he is not working for TNT, and he is in St. Paul today. But Brendan, we're thinking about you. It's a tough one not to be here for, but certainly with us in spirit, my friend. Face off here for Dowd. Chris King getting to call 895 on the Islanders radio side. And, of course, Joe B. and Craig from Monumental. And the folks from TNT. And for Kenny Albert, just another chapter in what has been an incredible career for one of the best to ever do it. He gets the ping pong ball to bounce just right for him. As a puck down low here in front of Charlie Lindgren with 90 seconds to go here in the second period. Back in far wing here for Beauvillier. And on down to the left side and fed in behind the net here to D'Angelo. 1:18 to go here in the second period. Jacob Chychrun's going to join us live when this period ends. I'm downstairs. Our thanks to Caps PR. I'll tell you, for Sergey and for Chase and for Alex, who are on hand here today, they have had a lot going on this week. And appreciate the assistance as always. The puck now for Carlson with a minute to go here in the second period. It is centered here by Sandin. And a deflection that comes off D'Angelo. And along at the far board, Romanov will knuckle this one back out. And Anders Lee will catch up to it. I feel like the pace for both teams has slowed down a little bit as they try to get back at it after what was a moment for all time. Oh, yeah, you got to still go out and perform here. And for both teams, not just the Capitals, here comes Pierre Engvall, and a center try that comes off of Lindgren. And around to Mayfield, his shot is tipped on the way and going up now with 22.5 to go in the second period.
Just too many opportunities for the New York Islanders right now. Misreads, odd man rushes, not breaking the puck out. I mean, just the Caps dodge a couple bullets here, and Charlie Lindgren makes a stop on Pajot earlier. Beautiful stop. I mean, that's a great move by Pajot, but even better stop. Sticks that left pad out, deters him from going in. But the Caps, again, 22 seconds, giving up 13 shots. That's not bad, but as the Islanders not going to throw a lot of shots on goal anyways.
So the draw going to be to the left of Charlie Lindgren. There are so many reflections that will take days, months, or maybe even years to feel out. But maybe the biggest one right now is that the record has happened as Mangiapane cuts in and heads to the top of the goal crease, and a puck that goes wide. Biggest one is he did it for our town, all 20 years of it. A Washington Capital stands alone as a puck dumped in here at the horn, and that's the end of the second period. It's 3-1 New York. Jacob Chychrun going to join us downstairs momentarily. Katie Florio's got second intermission activities on a very special intermission report coming up here as the players heading down the tunnel. And we will have Jacob Chychrun joining us here momentarily. But, Ken, the fact that, Wayne Gretzky was in Edmonton, he was in L.A., he was in St. Louis, he finished with the Rangers. 4 different teams all got a piece of number 99. Alex was just ours. And I think that's the coolest part about this whole thing is in a Washington sweater for all time, the greatest goal scorer in this game's history, the Capitals are stapled right to it.
Yeah, and you heard Wayne say it earlier. You didn't think this was no one's going to touch this, but I don't think no one's going to touch it in all one team like that, too. It's just outstanding. It doesn't happen in this day and age anymore. Very hard to do with the salary cap and everything that goes on.
We've got we're going to have Jacob Chychrun joining us downstairs here as we do hear Chase. We do hear you downstairs, so we will have Jacob joining us here momentarily outside the room. Chase Pike on our PR staff is here, and look forward to having Jake on what is just an unbelievable scene here in the second period as Alex Ovechkin talking with, and how about our buddy Tarek El-Bashir, who's pulling double duty today on TNT, and Tarek interviewing Alex after the second period. That's there are a lot of moments for a lot of guys. Al Koken was talking to him on the way to the rink just this morning about being able to interview Alex on the bench after 894 and interview Gretzky in the same game. There have been so many moments for all of us, and just being able to witness it, and for Joe B and for myself to be able to call it, it's about as good as it gets. Jacob Chychrun going to join us here momentarily, and we will have Katie Flory in the second intermission activities coming up here. 3-1 with the Islanders here as Jacob Chychrun downstairs joining us here on the Capitals Radio Network. Jacob, if you can hear us, we are certainly thrilled to be able to chat with you here. And what was an unbelievable moment here as Alex Ovechkin gets 895.
Yeah. Oh, man. What a special memory. Just so thankful to be a part of that. Yeah, it was very emotional, and just so happy for Alex and his family. You see how much it means to him, and getting to know him this year has just been really memories of a lifetime. So just super grateful.
What was it like for the picture that he brought all of you together? He thanked all of you, his teammates, for helping him get here. What was it like to be in that picture with Wayne Gretzky and Gary Bettman and both teams standing there? That had to just be incredible.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, that's going to be a photo that will be up somewhere in the house for many years to come. So, yeah, for sure.
Well, Jacob, we appreciate you taking a moment here. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you after the game. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Jacob Chychrun joining us here. We'll step out now. When we return, Katie Floria is going to take it through, but we're going to stay here as well. We will have a little bit of Gretzky, and we'll have a little bit of some of the the second period celebration, we'll call it, when we return here. It's 3-1 Islanders after 2 periods on the Capitals Radio Network, driven by Kia.
And here's your coffee. Whoa, what's that?
It's the new DC Lottery $50 scratcher.
DC Lottery has a $50 scratcher?
First time ever. And a $2 million top prize.
That's literally the biggest scratcher I've ever seen.
When you have $500,000 in second chance prizes and a 500x multiplier,
you're gonna need a pretty big scratcher.
Our new $50 scratcher has a top prize of $2 million. DC Lottery is a proud partner of the Washington Capitals.
Monumental Sports and Entertainment Foundation, the Washington Capitals, and Telos Corporation have teamed up to raise money for TAPS through the sale of Courage Caps. TAPS offers help, hope, and healing to all those grieving a death in the military or veteran community. Help support the families and loved ones of America's fallen heroes. Visit WashingtonCaps.com/courage or the team stores at Capital One Arena or MedStar Capital's Iceplex to purchase your Courage Cap today.
Barely 5 hours a week. It's how much time most of us spend outdoors. Not nearly enough time getting lost in canopies of breathtaking fall colors. Brilliant hues extending all across America's third most forested state. We could all use a little more time outdoors, soothing mind, body, and spirit in West Virginia. Plan your fall getaway at wvtourism.com.
The FAA employs 10% fewer fully certified air traffic controllers today than it did 10 years ago, and 25% fewer trainees than 5 years ago. The FAA's staffing plan is not working. That's why Congress must require the FAA to replace its failed staffing plan with a plan that meets all of the FAA's needs and hire the maximum number of air traffic controller trainees possible for the next 5 years. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association, NATCA, we guide you home.
Hey, it's Coach Bruce Boudreau. Can you feel it? Spring is in the air. Is your home ready for the changes in weather? With old leaky windows, your home is hemorrhaging energy, and your bills will definitely come in like a lion. You need all pros. You need the Thompson Creek Window Company with an A-plus Better Business Bureau ranking. Call now for our biggest sale of the year and low monthly payments. No brainer. See ThompsonCreek.com for details.
Home sweet Thompson Creek.
We owe so much to our heroes in uniform, but when they come home, what awaits them? We Union, plumbers, fitters, welders, and service technicians offer training and a career. Our VIP program, Veterans in Piping, provides opportunity for a future of rewarding work. End users and contractors, please partner with us in putting these dedicated, highly trained veterans back to work. Everyone wins. Learn more at UA.org.
Ideation through innovation and integration. That's not hockey coaches speak, but the way we work at Epic Concepts. At Epic Concepts, we provide IT solutions of the highest caliber. We'll work with you from the start to understand your requirements and work continuously until you are thrilled with the result. Epic Concepts provides the ability to create integrated turnkey IT solutions for simplifying everything from acquisition to deployment. Epic Concepts is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business. Find out more at Epic. That's EPOCH Concepts.com.
Carlson will make his way to the neutral ice, dropping it for Dylan Strome. He and Chychrun will team up and glide through center. Right side to Wilson, centered up. Ovechkin has it. He scores! He scores! Alex Ovechkin scores 895. There's a new goal-scoring champion, and his name is Alexander Ovechkin. He has done it here on Long Island. His team
on in history by our very own John Walton, as Alex Ovechkin has officially become the all-time leading goal scorer. Goal number 895, scored in the second period on the power play here tonight, as we now bring in John himself. And John, I want to start with you. When we were watching the ceremony, you asked me, your first year in the NHL, Katie, your first year with this team, how was it to experience something like this? But I want to ask you, as somebody who has been with this team for almost 15 years now, you have watched Alex grow up both on and off the ice. You've been around him. You know him. For you, for your career, your professional moment, just what are your emotions right now to be able to say you get to call a goal that went down in history?
I mean, that's the first time I've just heard it. So, when you're saying it, you don't really think about it until you go back and hear it. It's unbelievable. I think that, we've known for a long time, and maybe going back to 500 when he scored against Ottawa at home that day and all the milestones that have come since, that there might be a day like this. But it is here, and it has happened, and it's going to take a little while, I think, to absorb that the guy who has worn this sweater with so much pride for 2 decades is now the greatest to ever do it. And the fact that whether it's me or Joe B that have been here, and Joe's been here from the beginning, I've been here for the majority of it. But for both of us to be able to see it and have a tiny piece of what goes on with the greatest goal-scoring moment in our league's history is humbling, and I almost at a loss for words when I talk about it from that perspective, but it's just a great moment. I'm so glad I got to be here.
Well, congratulations, I'll be honest. That's obviously, we all heard it in live time, so that's the first time I've heard it as well, and certainly have chills listening to that. But Ken, for yourself, obviously you've been with John for a long time now. The two of you have been such an incredible duo, but you kind of come from a different perspective. You made a point when we were also watching this ceremony that sometimes, unless you're a player, it's really hard to have that emotion. Well, I think everybody in this building is emotional tonight, but for you from a player's perspective, to put that jersey on and to just watch what this team was going through as a whole and the pure joy on the face of all of his teammates, how special and surreal is that?
Well, it is special. I mean, you look at it too, the journey coming to this. I mean, it's really come to a head the last 2 or 3 weeks or so, but it's just amazing to watch him. And as a player, you're on the bench with him. Yeah, he's your teammate and he's your friend, and you mess around with him all. But you're in awe out there. I mean, you take a guy like Leonard, who's just finished his college career, and he's witnessing all the stuff he's witnessing with this. He has no idea that it's not like this every game. He's going to be in awe. His teammates are in awe. You saw John Carlson, a huge hug for him. He's been with him the whole time too, and it's just, to me, you can't put it in words. I mean, how happy and emotional these guys are. This game's a hard game to play. And it's a tough game to play, and they're going out there and they're battling the opponent, and they're getting mad and they're whacking, hacking, punching, doing whatever. But when that ceremony's on, the emotions come through you too, just like it does us up here. But down there, and then they got to turn it off and then just get right back at the work again. But it's something they'll enjoy. They'll obviously cherish more probably when the season's done and think about it. Wow, I was a part of that. That was pretty awesome. So good for them, and it's great for the organization and great for hockey.
Well, certainly the emotions were flowing for everybody here in this building tonight. And once again, I just want to say, obviously, coming in this first year, you two are just wonderful to work with. So talented with what you both do. And couldn't be happier for the both of you to get to call this moment, experience this moment together, and what is a day that will go down in hockey history. And if you couldn't catch it live, let's go back to the ceremony now, where Wayne Gretzky spoke before Ovi took the mic.
Thank you so much. First of all, I wanted to say it's nice not to be at the Nassau Coliseum because I lost a lot of games there. Secondly, the history of this organization, from Mr. Torrey, Mr. Arbor, got to sit with Brian Trottier and Butch Goring today, just such wonderful people. I wish the Islanders and the New York fans all the best, but we're here today to celebrate this guy here, number 8. I can tell you firsthand, I know how hard it is to get to 894. 895 is pretty special. My congratulations to not only Alex, his mom and dad, his family, his wife and kids. When I broke the record, my 2 kids were about the age of his boys. So it's kind of reminiscent for me, and I'm so happy that 2 of my boys are here tonight. But there's nothing better than the National Hockey League. They say records are made to be broken, but I'm not sure who's going to get more goals than that.
And now we will send it back down to the man himself, hockey's greatest scorer of all time, Alex Ovechkin.
Like I always said all the time, it's a team sport, and without my boys, the whole organization, the fans, the trainers, coaches, I would never stand there, and obviously I would never pass a great one. So, fellas, thank you very much. I love you so much, and I know Nicholas Backstrom here, TJ Oshie. Fellas, I love you. We did it, boys. We did it.
Lots of love for his teammates. Lots of love here today for Alex Ovechkin. The world has his eyes on him, and he is now the greatest goal scorer in NHL history. Lots more to come. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, John has the action of the third period here on Caps Radio, driven by Kia.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
There's no better place to watch live TV than Hulu Plus Live TV. Why? Because you get your favorite sports like basketball, local channels, shows, and so much more. Plus, enjoy Hulu's entire streaming library along with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, all included in your plan. No long-term contracts or hidden fees. Don't wait. Start your 3 free-day trial of Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for new and eligible returning subscribers only if available. Terms and restrictions apply. Learn more at Hulu.com.
Oh, the sadness you feel when you realize you've picked up your very last hot, crispy McDonald's fry. But what's this? More fries at the bottom of your bag? Oh, the joy! The joy! Oh, wait. Never mind. They're gone again. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Spring weather is unpredictable. Rain, road salt, and pollen can leave your car a mess. Flagship Car Wash makes it easy to stay clean with quick exterior washes at Flagship Express or a clean inside and out at a full-service location. Wash every day with unlimited memberships costing less than 2 washes. Find your nearest wash at flagshipcarwash.com, proud to be the official car wash of the Washington Capitals. Find your nearest wash at flagshipcarwash.com. Spring weather is unpredictable. Rain, road salt, and pollen can leave your car a mess. Flagship Car Wash makes it easy to stay clean with quick exterior washes at Flagship Express or a clean inside and out at a full-service location. Wash every day with unlimited memberships costing less than 2 washes. Find your nearest wash at flagshipcarwash.com, proud to be the official car wash of the Washington Capitals. Find your nearest wash at flagshipcarwash.com.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Spring is in the air, but in your treasured rugs and carpets, the odors of winter, grit and salt and pet mess. Oh my! It's time for a healthy spring refresh. You need Hadid. The Hadid difference keeps your home or office fresh and healthy. Carpet cleaning, rug repair, wall-to-wall steam cleaning, hardwood floors. Save even more money on rugs that qualify with Hadid's Express service. The same amazing refresh for less. Call today for 10% off in-plant rug cleaning. Visit joehadid.com.
Every community needs a heartbeat to connect it. That's Giant. From Millville to McLean, Baltimore to D.C.,
Giant was born in the DMV, and we celebrate its DNA.
Partners, friends, families, kids. We're here to feed your love for where you live. Tastes that connect you to new cultures. Flavors that reunite you with your own.
We've been doing it for more than 88 years.
And we're
not going anywhere.
Giant. This is home.
You know you make me break.
We are back for the third period here at UBS Arena, Belmont Park, New York. On a day we'll never forget, 8:95 in the books in the second period. An Alex Ovechkin power play goal that up to this point is the only goal the Capitals have scored as they trail here by a score of 3-1. The third period is underway. Wall-to-wall Ovechkin coverage when this game ends. Ken will make his way downstairs and be at the ready just outside the room. Katie Florio up here. I'll be in the room getting some guys to talk, and we'll have all of it coming your way, along with Alex himself talking after the game. The puck now for Sandin, and a lead out now to center. Capitals would need 2 goals and a come-from-behind victory here. Down 3-1 to nail down the Metropolitan Division title here. As Faravari back in the long right side and down into the Islander zone. Puck out to Siplikov at center. As Leonard coming in right side, and a shot here. Rebound just off the tape of Dubois. He was in the right place and just couldn't quite pull the trigger. On the outside, a shot attempt here from Leonard is denied. And a puck now along the wing to Leonard. He cuts to the middle. His first goal coming Friday against Chicago, and a puck out now to center for Holmstrom.
Nice power move by Leonard on that first one, too. You know, you can see the speed and the confidence and the good hands he has. You know, every game he's getting a little more confident, a little more used to the pace of the game. And you talk to him, that's the biggest thing he's got to get used to is the pace. I mean, coming from college, yeah, you may have the speed and everything, but the pace is so quick, and he's doing a nice job.
Islanders with D'Angelo, a chance in from the left, or from the near dot that comes in off of Lindgren. And a puck that deflects away off Lindgren and behind the Washington net. 18:15 to go here in the third period. Cizikas back toward the blue line and picked up here by Holmstrom. Turns, fires, save off of Lindgren. A rebound set out of the zone. Back for Engvall. And Romanov will pull up just short of the Washington line. Head to the bench. Islanders in the midst of a change. 2 minutes gone by here in the third period.
The Cats try to put some pressure as the Islanders come out pretty tough on that, pretty hard in the third period. You can see they're a desperate hockey club. They can't afford to give up any points on the rest of the way if they want to even have a chance to get themselves in.
This could be a big one for them. They have been reeling lately, just 1 win in 7, but they've got a 3-1 lead here as the puck comes in towards Sorokin, and Lars Eller from a sharp angle. Bottom of the far circle. Save made, 17:33 to go. Next broadcast, Capitals hockey coming up Thursday as the Capitals at home against Carolina. And while we have a moment on that front, our thanks to all the fine folks at Sirius XM Channel 91 who have carried us for the last couple of weeks in the march up to 895 and bringing our broadcast to all of North America on Sirius XM. And we are thrilled for that. We thank you for that. And I'm guessing come Thursday there's not as much going on, so it'll probably get to be somebody else for the first time in a couple of weeks. But we are very grateful indeed. Thank you. As the Islanders in here and a shot attempt looking for the hat trick. The shot from Mark Atcombe, and it hits off of Lindgren and out now to center. Back on 106.7 The Fan on Thursday as the Nationals are off. Puck fired from Chychrun and a shot attempt that's blocked. And out to center. And taken here by Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Beauvillier makes the shoulder here. And a forward progress denied.
Beauvillier's hurting. Look, he's hurting to get off.
Yeah,
there.
and I was a little worried. He went shoulder to shoulder, and he really hit that left shoulder hard on the glass. Capitals already without Alexei Protas. Beauvillier came into the lineup to replace him, and now Beauvillier himself is ailing on the Washington bench.
I think it's his leg, John. I mean, he was really laboring is getting over there. You see.
Jason Service is here right now on the Washington bench as Palmieri has it along near side. Lee with a shot here from the top of the circle. Ovechkin after the block will skate to center. And for Sandin, along on the right side and in for McMichael. Mikey able to get around one. Here's Ovechkin shooting, and a puck that comes off of Sorokin, and Dubois from the outside. Picking it up along the right wing. Capitals almost got 896 there as the puck deflects up and out of play. 16:03 to go, and the Caps with an O-zone face-off coming up.
Yeah, the Caps, couple opportunities. Ovechkin gets an opportunity. Dubois gets one, so nice little play by McMichael. Sets up Ovechkin and right around the face-off dot. Gets a good shot away, but Sorokin comes up with another stop. Good goaltender. Says, okay, I'll let one in. I'm not giving you two.
He said that's not gonna happen.
This is the Caps got to push a little bit. 16 minutes to go. They're only down by 2, which is not a ton, but they got to push. Some pressure on these guys.
Puck now coming right side. Here's Ovechkin, a shot that goes just wide. Blocker's side of Sorokin. And back out towards center. Pajot, far wing. Siplikov back in along in the right corner. And for Pelech, back in behind the net. Siplikov, backhander in front, nearly pin-ponged right in. Pajot, after Lindgren lost his goal stick, a little bit of extra as number 44 for the Islanders try to force it across the line. And now get the attention of Tom Wilson and Matt Roy. This will settle down pretty quickly with 15:39 remaining in regulation. It remains Islanders 3, Capitals 1.
Yeah, Charlie making a stop right there, sticking it, being strong on the puck. He was so close, but he sticks with it, makes the play. You get another look at it here as he spreads out as far as he can. Wow. Dylan Strome got that stick in behind just enough to help his goaltender out. This would have been another one, 4-1.
A draw that'll happen in front of Lindgren.
Take a look at this. They're going to take a look at it.
Did it cross is the question, and the folks at UBS Arena think it has after Pajot trying to force it across, and now both of our referees, who are the guys with the orange armbands for $8.95, and I'm sure there will be pictures from this game that they will cherish forever as well, and congrats to those two gentlemen, as well as C.J. Murray and Dan Kelly on the lines. Get a look at a replay here as...
I didn't go.
It's very close.
I didn't go.
Strome stopped it initially, then Lindgren reached back to try and keep it from crossing, and I don't know there's going to be enough definitive evidence unless the back camera tells us something different, and our friends at TNT are about to show us that. And the puck that got to the goal line, well, there's nothing on that back cam that suggests a cross either. I think this is going to be fine, but close. J.G. Pajot nearly coming up with a goal that would have had him in front. So the Islanders, who have just one win in their last 5 in this building, going 1-2-2, and facing the Metro just about exclusively here the rest of the way. This would be a huge win for them if they get it. Well, now we've got the overhead cam. Now you can't assume, as the blocker of Charlie Lindgren comes over, that puck may have been in. But even if it was, I don't think they have video evidence to overturn it. Here's Mitch Dunning.
At 15:40 of the third period, the puck completely crossed the line. We have a good goal.
Well, I guess they saw something we didn't. It's a goal for Pajot. And just enough starch on it to get it past the blue line. The goal line. We should have known that when Jean Hébert went over to talk with Spencer Carberry, it was probably not going to be good news he was delivering.
Yeah, no, they have an angle on it. As we said, we looked at the overhead, couldn't see it. But as Charlie came back, as you see one now, he kind of hits his elbow and knocks that puck over the line. And now they got a 4-1 lead. Not good for the Caps as Spencer Carberry, now he could challenge this too. I don't know why he would, but...
I mean, if they saw the evidence and made the call, it's not like the video's going to change. If they think it, they're still going to think it. So I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, he's coming over to say something.
Or he is. Let's go back down.
Washington is calling a 30-second timeout.
which means they think they may have something that's challengeable. I would imagine, Ken, this is less to do with the replay and perhaps with some goaltender interference that Charlie wasn't able to field the puck cleanly.
Offside or a goaltender interference.
Right.
I mean, the goal is the goal if they call
I
that.
would say if they've called the timeout, it's obvious this is shade of gray territory. Now, we look at the overhead. The puck kicks that way, and it's taken by Pajot as Lindgren is in the crease.
I don't see
anything there that would be goal interference.
No.
I'm not sure if they would challenge. I don't think they're going to challenge this, but there's something maybe they wanted to make sure of here. The timeout has been taken, and the Capitals are still to bench. Jean Hébert says, "What's your decision, sir?" And the decision is nothing. So they didn't see anything either. Didn't see anything where that would be reviewable. And indeed, we're going to come back to center. It's a good goal. They rewind the clock to 15:40 to go. And a goal for Pajot has made it 4-1. And the Capitals in a spot of trouble here in this particular game.
Big spot of trouble, you want to call it. You're down by 3, 15:40 to go against a pretty solid defensive club when they have a lead. So it's, they got their work cut out for them right now.
Puck sent back into the Islanders' zone. D'Angelo far wing here to Martin. And the Caps going to get back in the offensive mode. They have 21 shots, but only one has crossed. It was a beauty, and it was a moment for all time. Alex Ovechkin, 895, but right now, on a big comeback, it's going to be in a losing effort. 15 minutes to play. Capitals are down 3. Here's Mayfield. Coming along far wing and controlled here by Faravari. And Marty with a full stop in between the dots as the forwards will change. Only 16 shots today for the Islanders. I wouldn't say that is an indication entirely of Charlie's afternoon, but the stats won't look good. 4 on 16. Faravari making his way to center. And right wing and across, Radish here passing, and a shot attempt here from Mangiapane. He'll swing and miss on that. And a puck coming along the near board. And out now to Cizikas as he gets taken down here. Van Riemsdyk stops him cold at the Washington blue line. So far wing here to Radish. And up now to Weller. He'll backhand it out. And away inside the Islanders' zone. The one thing, Ken, that will stop now, and there have been times throughout this chase where the Caps have been forcing some pucks Alex's direction. He's got it now, so there won't be any of that anymore. It's just if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Don't worry about it. He's already got it put to bed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and not like they were doing it a ton, but you could see they were, especially on the power play, they're forcing it. And, 5-on-5 near the end of the game they were. So, but now they can settle down. But again, this couple-day break is maybe good for the Caps after everything, the emotions they've been through here. Just take a couple days.
Puck coming back now through center for the Islanders and Anders Lee, and a pass that'll go through Bo Horvat for an icing call with now 13:24 remaining. Oh, the game coming up on Thursday against Carolina, and they have a chance with Carolina in town to win the division, even if they can't do it here.
Well, there's some bad blood there, too, last game, too. So it's going to be an exciting game. There's no doubt about it.
Don't have to worry about 895 anymore. Just focus on what was a game that went right to the alley last week in Raleigh. Second most penalty minutes in a game this year, and the rematch coming up Thursday night at 7th and F. Oh, the puck down near wing it for Dylan Strome. And a puck down for Roy. They're out now to center. And for Strome, back down into his zone and circling. And a pass up to Ovechkin. Stops at the Islander blue line. And Strome down the middle. Tried to pull the trigger and was just disrupted enough by the presence of Scott Mayfield. And also from Ryan Pulock that never really got it away. It trickles on net. It is covered up by Sorokin. And we'll take a timeout. 12:52 to play here. Islanders up 4-1 on a day for history. And Alex Ovechkin on the Capitals Radio Network, driven by Kia.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Caesars Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner of the Washington Capitals. Download the app if you haven't already, and you can bet all the action right from your seat. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Washington, D.C. No one to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or text 800-426. OLG Class A licensed operator. Caesars Sportsbook, the only sportsbook with Caesars rewards.
Hi, this is Tom Wilson. You're listening to Caps Radio 24/7, your home for Capitals hockey and the Hershey Bears.
Back on the islands with the Capitals down 4-1. Alex Ovechkin with $8.95 in the bag. Post-game coverage from downstairs. Kent Savern will be standing outside. We may hear from one player. We may hear from a lot of players. I'll be in the room to collect some of those. Katie will anchor things up here. Podium interviews, we believe, from not only Alex Ovechkin, but from Spencer Carberry. On a day where the game has not gone Washington's way, but history certainly has. The puck off Pulock. And back to the Islander line. Pass through neutral to Holmstrom. It's tagged by Sandin. Slows him enough to turn it into an offside. 12:30 all that remains here. And a draw that's coming up now in neutral ice momentarily. And the Caps, they have gone to the replays on TNT quite a bit. We have that feed in front of us. We have the Monumental feed as well. But the videos of Wayne Gretzky in the booth, Wayne Gretzky joining Kenny Albert and Eddie Olczyk. And congrats to those guys for getting the chance to call this today, too.
I think Wayne's happy now, too. He can go back to his normal life now.
He doesn't have to talk about it anymore. We're all good here. I'm going home. To center for Beauvillier, who is back on, which is great because there was some concern for him as he went to the bench. Maybe not 100%. His shot attempt from the left side deflects up and down to play. Again, will be in the tunnel just outside the Capitals dressing room, and we'll see who is able to come on by during all of that. Locker room scrums will get you as well, and all the sound of the postgame, where, yes, there are questions about where the Capitals are right now. This has been a stretch of hockey that has really been their biggest struggle of the season to this point, and that does continue, and it is ongoing, and we can talk about that when we reconvene on Tuesday. But we're not going to talk about it tonight. Now to Roy, and a shot that comes in behind the net. And as it is picked up, Alex Ovechkin with goals in 5 straight games to get to 895. Brought out now to center. You talk about finish with a flourish. Engvall ahead to Fasching, and the puck doesn't settle down for him. Ends up in behind the net. Capitals in danger of losing their 5th in their last 7. They had a lot of standings equity. Winnipeg will remain atop. If the Capitals were to get 2 points today, they would be the number 1 team in the league, one better than the Jets. They would stay in that 2nd position, so it's still very much on top of the East. Just want to be playing your best hockey come game 1. And you want the healthiest team you can. News about Thompson for a little bit of time and Protas week to week. Obviously not great, as Duhaime fires from the outside, but Capitals can get them back, stay healthy the rest of the way. They still got a couple of weeks until they start playing for keeps in the postseason. Picked up here by Dowd, trying to force it through Sorokin. He's sprawled out, and that's going to bring everybody together. Martin taking exception to what he thought might have been an extra little hack by Dowd. in on the Islander goaltender with 10:46 to go here in period number 3.
A little push right there. Good shift on that one. Getting bodies in front of Sorokin. Directing the puck through. Getting it through from the point, which is key. But time's ticking right now. You need 3 goals to tie this. And see if you can draw a penalty. That'd be a great way to start it. The power play, get a big goal. But, I mean, the Caps got to look at it, too. You know, this last 10 and a half minutes or so, just play the right way. Play the right way, you know, and just let's get back on track.
Draw that'll be inside or just outside the Islander zone. It'll be Eller after the line change with Mangiapane and Leonard. Chychrun and Van Riemsdyk are on here. And it is won by the Islanders. Holmstrom was back across. They're going to say Caps are offside as the Islanders were looking to get moving there. The draw that will happen here with Eller one more time. Third period goals, Capitals lead the NHL with 104 of them. They had 3 against the Blackhawks in the third period Friday. The only goal in this one has been Ovechkin's in the second. Far side here for Eller. He has given us so many moments over the last 2 decades, and here, the very biggest, scaling Mount Gretzky. As the puck coming now for the Caps in the offensive zone. Leonard cutting in past Pelech and into the right circle. He'll pull up. Got NHL size. Sturdy on his skates. Good wheels. Trying to get away from the Islanders. Leonard. Then a big hit on Pelech. Leonard turns around. That's a pretty good defensive play there. Finish off the hit as the Islanders were clearing it away.
Well, he's not scared to get the emotion, the body involved. He's a physical player. He likes to hit. Like you said, he's got skates. He's getting better and better every game. You can see that. And he's going to be an exciting player for years to come here for the Caps.
So down into the Islander zone here with 9:35 to go. And for those who have worn red, yes, they are not happy about the scoreboard, but they are thrilled that they came on this 6th of April. This is where Alex Ovechkin did the thing. Here comes Palmieri. It's a 2-on-1 with Sandin back. 3-on-1 shooting here. Rebound. Palmieri trying to get the backhander through. And the Islanders with a lot of daylight there. Caps have spent a lot of emotion in this game. And I know Spencer Carberry not going to want to hear about it. And I understand it because this has been a little bit more of a trend. But this has been very difficult watching this happen with Ovechkin scoring and then getting back to hockey and trying to will yourself back in it when you were behind. The puck here for Faravari, and this ends up going wide. Radish in behind the net. These guys are human too.
Yep. Emotional. Very emotional, you know, last game and in this game. And, you know, it's, and besides, you're playing a team that's desperate. They can't afford not to win.
Up in the air after they stop the bleeding here against Minnesota Thursday. Patrick Waugh's bunch trying to make it 2 straight. A dump in from long distance by the Islanders is covered up by Charlie Lindgren. We'll take a timeout. 8:27 to go. It is 4-1 Islanders on the Caps Radio Network, driven by Kia.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Attention commercial businesses and high-rise building owners. Do you want a 100% tax write-off? Recent tax reform laws allow businesses and building owners a 100% tax write-off to install and retrofit fire sprinklers. That's right, a 100% write-off. Go to sprinklerfitters669.org, click on your city, town, or region, select a contractor, and schedule an estimate. The 100% write-off basically gives you free fire protection. Install fire sprinklers now. Sprinklerfitters669.org to save lives and protect property.
There's no better place to watch live TV than Hulu Plus Live TV. Why? Because you get your favorite sports like basketball, local channels, shows, and so much more. Plus, enjoy Hulu's entire streaming library along with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, all included in your plan. No long-term contracts or hidden fees. Don't wait. Start your 3 free-day trial of Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for new and eligible returning subscribers only if available. Terms and restrictions apply. Learn more at Hulu.com.
Hi, this is Dylan Strome. You're listening to Caps Radio 24/7 and the Capitals Radio Network.
8:27 to go. A 4-1 lead here for the Islanders in a face-off coming up to the right of Charlie Lindgren. Carolina in Thursday, and then we are off to Ohio. Caps and Jackets, a home-and-home 2-gamer next weekend. As the Caps will get into the final week of the regular season, they will have the last home game of the year before the playoffs against Columbus, and then finish with 2 on the road next week. Right back here, and a game in Pittsburgh. And then we wait. Right now, it's looking like Montreal, but we're not there yet. Far side for McMichael. Montreal has jumped up and grabbed it while everybody else has had trouble. They've got a relatively favorable schedule the rest of the way, too, which is going to make it really hard on the Islanders, even with 2 points today. Ahead now on the wing for Dobson. And in now behind the net where it goes far wing to McMichael. Onto the tape of Dowd. Breaks it across. Sends it in the near corner. And the Islanders back to play it. And the trapezoid. Picked up along the near side. And as the defense will start, they're going to change up the forwards here. And D'Angelo, big pass ahead. Sitnikov lets it go from the top of the right circle. And a save off of Lindgren. A rebound now for Eller.
Boy, Charlie's taking a lot of shots up high, right in the shoulder area, fighting them off today.
Already down 1 goalie. Hunter Shepard backing up again here. And if Logan Thompson's not ready by next weekend, Hunter Shepard's probably going to get a start. Got that home and home, the last 2-2 of the regular season coming up next weekend with the Jackets starting at Nationwide and then coming back to Capital One. Here is Sandin coming out of his zone with 7 minutes to go here in regulation. Now to Beauvillier back in behind the net. The former Islander goes to the right hash mark. And cut off here. Pulak to center. And for Pajot, right side. Pulak drives in against 3 defenders and a shot that comes off of Lindgren. And back now through center ice. Capitals will clear and change. 6:35 to go. As Lindgren will leave it in behind the net. And the Capitals looking to clear it away. Chychrun battling with Lee on the far board, finishing him off as the puck comes out to center. Down ice. And to the Islander zone where Pulak leaving it there on the near side with 6:15 to play. And back now for Dubois. Backhander in front. And a second chance. Sorokin falling forward is able to make the save and holds on to it. Today's Capitals upcoming home game presented by Ticketmaster. We'll be back at Capital One Arena Thursday. When Carolina comes to town, you should be there too. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com/Capitals. National Air Traffic Controllers Association post-game show coming up when we're done. Ken has started the trek downstairs here at Belmont Park. And Katie will be anchoring from upstairs here, UBS Arena. Locker room reaction, Spencer Carberry and Alex Ovechkin as Alex goes down for a shot attempt here. And blocked away by the Islanders wide. It'll be a big ceremony honoring the Great 8 Thursday. As the puck for Van Riemsdyk up now to center. Would have liked to have seen it at home, but we didn't get to pick that. We will see the ceremony, however, honoring him on Thursday prior to getting started as the puck iced here by Washington, and a faceoff coming up in front of Charlie Lindgren. Get 1 free set of Brake Best brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select Brake Rotors. Ask the brake professionals about other brake pad upgrade options. Shop your O'Reilly Auto Parts offer in store only. Restrictions apply. See stores for details. To the right of Lindgren, 5:42 left. And it will be A little muddy off the draw. Cizikas comes away with it. And across now to D'Angelo. His shot knocked aside by TVR. And Wilson in behind the nets. And for Chychrun at center, where Strome tried to gain access to the zone and couldn't. Islanders coming back the other way. Hudson Fasching with a shot here that goes wide. And a rebound that comes out of the corner all the way back to the New York blue line. D'Angelo will dump in on the right wing. Capitals from behind their net. 5 minutes all that's left here. Caps very much in danger of losing 5 of 7, but a year from now or a week from now, that will be long forgotten. What happened here in the second period will be what is remembered. Alex Ovechkin passing Wayne Gretzky for the most goals all time in NHL history. Roy going far wing now to center. And for McMichael, he and Duhaime crossing. But Mayfield with a stick check. That will turn this around and up back in now by Dobson. A lot of folks in red hanging out to see if 896 is in the offing, and Islander fans feeling like this may be in hand. There are more than a few empty seats at this point. The pocket center in front of the New York bench. Holmstrom ahead now to Siplikov. Left dot in front and too far for Pajot. Pajot given credit for the goal that went to review. His 13th of the year at 4:20 of this third period has been the only goal so far. And a puck iced here all the way back into the Islander zone with 3:58 to go. Sometimes refs have to make hard calls, so do parents. That's why TikTok, the official sponsor of the Capitals, created tools to help manage your team's content privacy and well-being. National Air Traffic Controllers Association post-game show. Katie Florio anchoring here. Coming up as soon as this game ends. And Ken will be around for a couple of segments downstairs. Plenty of locker room reaction. We'll hear from Alex himself on a wonderful day for our sport here on Long Island. And near side D'Angelo tried to center it up to a waiting man on the back door in Hudson Fasching, but it did not get all the way there. And a puck for Cizikas. It comes ahead now right side into the Washington zone. It is left here for Romanov, centered up off of Lindgren. And Taylor Radish moving this puck out to center. Skates in 1-on-3. And the Islanders will begin in behind their net to start from the trapezoid. And a turn back from D'Angelo. Gets a lot of ice time with his team. And D'Angelo unsure if he was going to see the NHL again. And well traveled as the puck ends up being iced here by the by the Islanders. And a puck coming back into the New York zone here with 3:07. All that remains in regulation time. Shots 26-22 Washington, but it's the Islanders that have the 4-1 lead. It may mute the celebration a little, but quite frankly, probably not very much. For Alex on this day, a celebration for all time. D'Angelo off the faceoff win. They'll bring it back to the Washington line. Chychrun with a stop there. 2:59 remaining. As the puck coming in along the near board, Palmieri. Back ahead now onto the tape. Bo Horvat hit by Chychrun as he entered the zone. Anders Lee in the New York top line here. Positing back down into the near corner. Capitals going to need to get right in the final 10 days of the regular season here. This one has not gone the way they were hoping, despite the pomp and circumstance of the second period on the business end of a 4-1 game here. And the Islanders trying to keep their faintest playoff hopes alive. They've done well to do so today. 2:15 left. It is cleared out to center. And a puck that deflects off of Lindgren, and wasn't quite sure after he made the stop where it went. It went high off the glass. He rights himself. And had a pellet shot from the left point. He is knocked out to center. Wilson in along here with Ovechkin. And a puck that will go far wing to Matt Roy, who activates and comes all the way in behind the New York net. To Faravari. And up at the left point, Back down low to Roy. He's still low near the goal line. Shot attempt from Marty. Loose puck on a rebound. Sorokin able to fall forward on the far side of the goal crease and cover it up here with 1:38. All that remains here in the third period. Shop the Sherwin-Williams spring sale and get 30% off paints and stains March 28 through April 7. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. We'll wave off that last TV timeout, I think, as we're inside of 2 minutes. A lot of teams do it that way. Face-off going to be to the left of Sorokin as he's about to zero in on the victory. Badly needed. Still don't care for Dennis Potvin here. They love Potvin here. They hate the Rangers. Back towards center. It's the other way around. And the Rangers will cheer about Islanders. The Islanders and Rangers rivalry, not as good as it gets. Sometimes a chance on both sides involving a team that's not even in the building. Puck far wing here for Faravari and back down into the Islander zone. It has started from the trapezoid from Romanov back out on the far wing. It's picked up by Roy. Caps looking to chip away here. They will not pull. Lindgren here, down 3. Leonard from the right point, got it through. Rebound for Eller. And the Islanders will scoop that up with a minute to go. And dump it away. Well, Caps fans who are here, they won't like the final score, but they won't talk about that. They'll talk about being in the building when the goal record was established by one of our own, Alex Ovechkin, getting to 895 today. 40 seconds left as a puck dumped in. And done so here by Dowd. Behind the net here for Mayfield. And to center ice and beyond, it is dumped in by Engvall with 25 seconds left. Capitals in their own zone. And a pass out to Sandin. Rasmus will dump in from the red line. And back down into the Islanders zone. Final 15 seconds. Capitals with Duhaime. Right corner. And the crowd starting to applaud, even Capitals fans too, as everyone's standing for what they got to witness here on this 6th of April. The puck dumped into the Washington zone. Engvall has it. And Van Riemsdyk will head that way as the clock hits 0. And the New York Islanders, on a day where Alex Ovechkin has made history, passing Wayne Gretzky for the most goals all time in NHL history, the Islanders take down the game. Final score, 4-1. Katie Florio will anchor with Ken Savarin downstairs when we return on the Capitals Radio Network, driven by Kia.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply.
And work continues.